And we are recording. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our episode. This is episode number, number of our game. What? Do you guys know how many sessions this has been? Was it?
I haven't been keeping track.
I'm just gonna randomly guess 6.
Six
Are we
is what
counting this
I
small
was
one?
guessing. No, because that one wasn't recorded. So I'm gonna guess 6 too. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
6 sounds
say 6 sounds like a good number. Yeah. So this is session 6 of our escapades, and last game was still a little bit of kind of figuring out the ropes, exploring the ship a little bit, understanding that there's going to be a stop up ahead soon where the ship is going to stop and people could technically get off and explore the area wherever the ship ends up stopping. And I'm trying to think of how the best way to lead from where you were to where you are right now. I guess the best way to say it is Liar had to get a surgery done and also had met a strange, ephemeral, godlike being who promised favors in return for some sort of services which Liar said, nah dog, I'm good. And then soon after, Nonagon met with this same individual who basically said the same thing, vague reward for vague favors, and Nonagon said, how about you go fuck yourself? To which he responded, I might. And then you guys eventually all met up due to the overwhelmingly bizarre circumstances that keep surrounding each individual member of this group of individuals. So you found yourself kind of conglomerated and started discussing room and board and how that's going to work out for all of you, as all of you are here under, as I said, varying and strange circumstances. So Nonagon was generous enough to offer up his room to a very bewildered and discombobulated man who's covered in vines for some reason. You also found a strange rock-like animal creature locked up in the room, to which Nonagon decided to take and keep. And, yeah. So then Percy kind of wandered off a little bit to investigate her room and figure out what was in there. And you found a few very interesting bits of evidence and information that you might be able to use to further your deceit in pretending like you are the person who should be in that room. You also found that it might also be impossible, given that the other person who knows who you are probably knows you're not who you say you are. On your return from your room, which is relatively close to Nonagon's room, you see two individuals approaching you. You shrug them off like it's no big deal and go to open your door. That caused some kind of alarm in them, to which they started shouting and running towards you. You do what, Percy?
If I recall correctly, I just ran in the room with kind of oh, okay.
And then,
they kicked in
the door down. I just wanted to make sure that you were still going to do that same exact thing. Yeah, they kicked down the door and held their hands out like they were about to do something. And then I made all of you roll initiatives.
Right.
Did you roll those? Does everyone remember what that number was that they rolled? Because I didn't write it down.
I refuse to ever roll mine, so my dodge is 8. So I'm going last.
Okay. If everyone wants to just stick with their dodge, that's also totally fine. I just should probably get a piece of paper ready. Because that's a thing that narrators and DMs need to play this game. Yeah. Okay. So, and this is going to include you, Nonagon. You will also be rolling.
Okay, yeah.
All
I
right.
haven't rested yet, right? So
you have not.
I mean, my health is full, but all my other shit is abused.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Let's see here. These two. And my handy dandy little ghosty notebook. All right, I've got everything that I think I need. For you guys to start telling me what your initiative rolls were. Liar, you said yours was 8. Percy?
My dodge is 9. I'll just keep that.
Okay. And Nonagon?
Teen.
10. All right, that's perfect. Okay. Percy, standing before you are two very angry individuals. I'm going to describe them again in case you forgot what they looked like. They were two shorter individuals, both wearing what appear to be some kind of a ornamented uniform. They're clearly wealthier uniforms, but they're definitely wearing the same thing, and it definitely looks like some kind of worker's garb that's been upscaled to look like the classiest of workers. But they're stocky and broad. Growing up on top of their arms is some kind of jagged, rock-like carapace with encrusted little spikes of emerald green. Their face is broad and square, rocky. They've got some kind of sloped, rocky carapace also growing off of their forehead and cresting kind of like a crown going behind the back of their head. And their eyes are also an emerald green. They both have big, bushy red beards that are tied into a braided knot. And they're, like I said, wearing those uniforms. One of the two, the shorter of the two, one of them is slightly taller. I'd say one's about 5 foot tall. The other's about 4'9". The one that's about 4'9" holds their hand out, and you can see sparks alighting in their hand as a pillar appears in their hand, and they grip it. As the light fades, you can see it's some kind of a staff with jingly beads hanging off the top of it. They say some kind of words, like an incantation, and then slam the staff onto the ground, and then step into your space in the room. You can see a barrier appear before the doorway as both of them step inside. That is that one's turn. Nonagon, you're enjoying a nice little sit down in your space. You're relaxed here. No direct sense of urgency or anything along those lines, other than the little fella that you brought with you begins to look alerted and alarmed. Those little emerald green eyes begin kind of like flickering as it nervously looks around the room.
Yeah, I think I kind of, I'm kind of realizing I took this guy in a spur of a moment decision because I felt bad for him, and now I don't really know what to do with him, so I'm kind of just sitting across the room from it and just, as it's doing this, I'm a little concerned, but I'm also like, maybe that's just how it normally acts.
Maybe. It walks up to the door and begins kind of scratching at it with these little arms. Because I said at first it kind of just looked like a ball, and then these little arm-like things and leg-like things jetted out of it. I would akin this to like a pug more than anything. But like without the smushy pug face, just kind of like the shape of the body and the flat like head with just eyes. There's not really much facial features until it opens what you can tell is some kind of a maw, and you just see these rows of jagged like rock things that would maybe mimic teeth, and it crunches and grinds up minerals. It's just scratching hard at the door, leaving these deep gashes.
Okay. See, my fun experiences owning a cat is like typically what you do there is you just kind of uh just kind of ignore it at first. So Nonogana's gonna just be like,
Ah,
"Hey,
that's
could
fine.
you yeah, he's gonna be like, "Hey, could you like stop that? I'm not letting you out. I don't know what you're doing, why you
Uh,
think that that's gonna make me let you out, but it's just rude."
Make me a animal handling plus persuasion check.
Oh boy, I fail this one every day in real life, so. Woohoo! That's probably gonna be just a flat one.
Nice.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, it just scratches harder and completely ignores you. Percy, these two people step into the room, and behind them a barrier just... You can see it rippling.
First, I would like to just say, as I hope a free action,
Yeah.
all right, Jits, it's fine. We don't need to do all that. We don't know you from Adam. And we're just guests in this room. I think you might be upset with somebody else. But I will also take blood stats.
Fucking...
Like, let's do this, but please don't.
the one that you... Are you addressing any one of them in particular, or just both?
I think I'm frantically looking back and forth between them.
Okay. The one that drew the staff and cast the spell just looks up at you, and with a deep, grinding, guttural voice says, "Then why are you in our room?"
We did not know it was your room. We were gifted this room from a stranger, which now that I'm saying it sounds ludicrous, but we've had a long day and wanted to take basically anything we could get. Right, guys?
I will give you the opportunity to make a call it a social plus persuasion check
Okay, good.
with as a second action.
Okay. That is 9 on the die plus that's 4 social. I forgot I took so much social. 13, and then my persuasion is 1, 14.
14, that is actually pretty damn good. They're going to make a check in return, and it's going to be their social plus insight. I'll call it mental plus... No, social. This is a social instance. It's going to be a social plus insight. Oh, that's a 6. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What was your total?
Mine was 14.
14. Pretty good. You can see that they lower the staff a little bit, but not all the way. They still have their hand aimed at you. And the other one seems to be is just let off guard in just the slightest way. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
Bah! Wait and see what happens. Because I did just say that we don't need to be doing that. Here's the thing. Normally Percy would be itching for a fight, but it occurs to her that she signed on to a job with someone who is already kind of paid her like a sign-on bonus, so to speak, of like 10 gems, and
Of like-
feels like
of
it's
like
an
a few
obligation to
dollars.
de-escalate. Yeah, she's kind of trying to show that she can be a good bodyguard and not immediately get her ward into danger.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Okay, so what occurs here is a oh, what's the best way to yeah, that's okay. Okay, so moving on. The larger of the two sets their hand down and says, "Why are you here then? Did you just decide to come into this stranger's room? No provocation?"
Not exactly. We met them out on the veranda, and well, see, my friend here, and I gesture back to Lyre, is recovering from a surgery, and we couldn't go back to his room. Long story. So we're just kind of looking for somewhere to rest, and this new friend, a stranger, said we could use this room for the time being. We're not here for a long time, and we really thought that it was their room. Honestly, genuinely, and I have no idea where they went. I wish I were lying because that is ridiculous as I say it out loud, but again, it's been a long day.
I'll tell you what. Give us back our grinder, and we'll let you have the room.
Anyone know what they're talking? Do we have a
I'm
grinder?
asleep.
And
I mean, I do have a turn order, so I might wake up when it's my turn. But right now, while it's your turn, you're ahead of me. I'm still asleep.
this guy is actually
I
gonna
don't know.
we'll actually devolve the turn orders for just this moment, as there seems to be no combat.
Oh lol.
But
Okay.
if a lull in combat, yeah. But if combat breaks out, it will pick up and be the these guys' turn.
Yeah,
It'll start
I'll
on their
stop you.
turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna when I wake
I
up.
don't know how heavy a sleeper Lyre is, but they kicked the frickin' door down. So.
Yeah, I was gonna wake up and do the exact same move I did before, which was to lower three people's.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
There are now, including yourself, in this room are you, like I said, these two intruders. Axiom is also here, as well as
Oh, Axiom's here.
I cannot recall if oh Jesus Christ, if Cass is still in here.
I want to
not.
say Cass left.
Yeah, I thought everyone
believe.
left except for.
I thought
So I think Cass had
No.
intended to stick around and
And-
watch Lyre.
and do a healy heal if anything happens to
Oh,
Lyre. So
Fair,
yeah.
actually, yeah.
But I feel like we could easily say that Cass was like, well, he seems fine, I'm going back to work.
For the sake of keeping the party together, I'm gonna have Cass just stay with you guys and follow you relatively silently.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just hit the two intruders as I wake up screaming. I told you to shut up. I don't know who it is.
Fair.
So that you did.
What did they?
I rolled a.
Well, what check
They
do they
have
make
to make
to resist?
a mental plus presence check versus my presence plus intimidate.
Okay, so mental 1, presence 2. So that's a solid 5 for the taller of the two, and a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for the shorter of the two.
Okay, so one of them passes and the other fails. I got a 10 total.
Okay, the taller of the two actually fails the check.
Okay, they lose 2d6 of morale, and they are stunned for 1 turn.
Okay.
And I got a 6 and a 4, so that's 10 morale lost on them, or on that guy.
Minus 10 morale. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's also demoralized. And can't do shit for aphorisms. Yeah, you You see the taller of the two just look shook as they just rear back and they step a few steps back into the barrier. As they step through the barrier fuzzes and then dissolves. The shorter of the two looks over and says something in a language you don't know, and just shouts and shrugs, looking kind of like annoyed at their partner, and then back at you all. Liar, do you fall back asleep after that?
I guess if I woke up and I saw two more people in my room that I thought was going to be my room. I also didn't know all these other people are just going to stay with me now. Like, I guess the bodyguard makes sense, but the robot and the other robot, I don't know why they're here.
One of them is your medic and felt obligated to see through your recovery.
Has been hanging out with us for like 10 hours now.
And the other hasn't been dismissed. Yeah.
I am going to do, that was my first action. As a second action, I guess I will target one creature. Whenever they take an instance of damage, I regain one.
Okay.
And I'll target the guy who's demoralized.
Okay.
And say, "What do you want?"
We're looking for our. It's called a grinder. It's like a little rock guy. Chews things up for you. There's also a case of an important substance that we'd like to reprocure. Give us all of this, and we'll just charge you a small fee for staying in a room. How about that? And if you can find the bastard who stole our fucking pass, we'll even give you a reward.
Gosh, so much to think about. I get to pay you for doing work. Oh, such decisions. Bodyguard lady.
Hi.
I believe this room was supposed to be mine. So, bodyguard.
What'd you say? You cut off.
Bodyguard lady. I believe this room was supposed to be mine alone. So if you could bodyguard.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, here's the thing. I think we sort of got mixed up in something that's not really our business. I turned back to the people. I'm like,
my life.
right. Look, if you let us stay here for the night, we won't kick your ass. And then you can go figure out your own shit on your time. Does that sound alright?
Are in our stolen room, and you're
We didn't know it was stolen.
threatening. I'm sorry. Well, in that case, you didn't know it was stolen? Then it's all yours. It's all yours then. We'll just fuck off.
Thank you.
We'll fuck right. They turn around to just fucking roundhouse you. Or not roundhouse, I guess.
I'm across the room.
No, not you, Percy. They just turn and just go to cold clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Given the old fisticuffed, it's gonna be an 8 on the die. Does that hit you?
Yeah.
Not sorry, not an 8 on the die. An 8 total.
My dodge is 9, so no, this does not hit me.
They swing and you just catch their fist in your hand. That ends his turn. Liar, it is now actually your turn.
Oh, okay. Geez, what else should I do? I did my one good move. Oh man, what else can I even do? I'm sure I can come up with something. I'm gonna use Emboss on the same guy I hit before. So
Okay.
I guess the taller of the two.
Yeah.
So whenever he takes damage, he loses more.
Okay.
And that was my first action. For my second action, I will use Bardic Charm. Motivate. Percy, was it? These two,
Yeah.
I think if you stack them together, I don't even think they come up to your height. So if you could just maybe fuck them up a little bit, that'd be great.
Such a good pep talk.
So you get a +2 on a skill check.
Nice.
Write that down.
And a skill check could also mean attack action.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. A
Sweet.
skill check is pretty much anything that would be considered rolling a d10 and adding skills to it.
That's one more bar point used.
It can also be technically added to your dodge if you want to roll for it. It can be your dodge if you think you'll roll higher than a 6. But yeah, arguably it's a worse gamble to try to roll your dodge. But all right. That ends your turn.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Axiom. So you just arrived. What you missed was essentially you've been following these people around all night, and you eventually got to this point where Liar needed medical assistance, and you watched Liar literally get surgery done, and then followed the whole party back to this room, a room that a stranger, Nonagon, Teddy's character, who approached you and basically said, I don't fucking need this room. Here you go. So you've accepted his room, and now you are in his room. A room which you are now finding out may have been stolen from the two individuals standing in front of the door, who are now basically saying...
To be fair, I stole the passport. I didn't steal the room. I was given the room because I had the passport.
Because you had the passport. True. Very true. But there was luggage that was already sent to this room.
Okay, yeah, I stole that. I will admit I did steal that.
Yeah. You, as much as I hate to admit it, Cass's plan of putting this little rock guy in the hallway probably would have resulted in maybe not a fist fight, but also it may have been a different kind of fist fight. But yeah, anyway, Axiom. So that is what you are witnessing now. Are these two people are saying that this room belongs to them and they want the contents of the room back. They're willing to let you keep the room. They will still charge you for it. If you can find them the person who stole their pass, they're willing to pay you.
Brilliant. Well, snitches get stitches, so I'm not gonna find whoever stole the room or passports. That's on them.
Fair.
Also, I've got my own room, so I'm just gonna kind of look around and be like, so are we giving them back their stuff?
I'm currently insulting and yelling at them.
Alright, cool.
And Percy just caught one of their fists. Cool. So one of them swung at Percy, and Percy caught his fist.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna look at him and just go, well, if you're gonna swing on us, you're definitely not getting your stuff back. I'm gonna start swinging on the other one. Fuck it.
Okay.
Ride or die.
Do it.
Alrighty.
So are you going to just unarmed attack this person? With your fist, or are you pulling out a weapon?
No, I'm just gonna unarmed melee.
Okay.
I don't think I have any weapons on me. Why do I? Oh yeah. I was like, why are all my points there? I remember. Gotta pull up a dice roller because I'm not going downstairs to get dice. D8.
I got geese honking outside of my apartment.
That's weird. I mean, better than the train. Aw, shit. 10. So.
A 10 on the die?
10 on the die, so yeah.
Sick nasty.
13, 15.
55. 15 absolutely will hit.
Are they
Bet.
hitting the tall one?
The shorter one.
Ah.
But it's just 1 damage, right? Because I don't have any points in on our melee. Do I still roll?
Correct. It is just one point of damage with no pluses or nothing. So yeah, you just fucking cold clock this fool. You can feel this kind of rock-like carapace that is growing on their face. You can feel it crunch. It's not actually as hard as you thought it was going to be. You thought this shit was going to be like super hard and durable, but you just feel it kind of crunch like brittle, kind of like that hard crusty sand. You just feel it crunch under your fist. And you can see
He's made of metal, so
yeah, exactly. And you can see blood leak out from the concave wound you made in their face. And they take a few steps back, holding their face.
So in proper Batman versus Superman fashion, I just look at him and go, "Oh, so you do bleed."
So you do bleed. And does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cass, looking somewhat frantic, is going to just take a few steps back into the room and pull out a pouch containing glowing iris spheres and begin channeling Aurora from them, but not really doing anything other than that. And that's gonna
Nonagon?
be... Nope. The shorter one, the one that you just cold clocked, is going to hold their hands out and then enter a stance and then push their hands down. You can see this sort of... Actually, I don't think any of you have the ability to see this. So you just see them just kind of flex their muscles as they stand in this stance holding the spear out to one side. And that's their second action. First action is going to be... Yeah, they're gonna... Oh, no, they can't. Because you fucking unmoraled them. Oh, no, the shorter one passed, so they still have morale. Yeah. They're going to then just take a deep breath in and say, "This doesn't have to resort to violence. We can settle this another way, but we're not just giving you the room for nothing." And I need actually all of you to make me a presence plus insight check. Versus there, I believe it is the same.
All of us?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, theirs is a presence plus...
I got an 11.
Okay. I think theirs is just social plus presence. Plus 7, so...
I got an 11.
Okay. So they
I
got
got
a 9.
a 10.
Got a 10. And what was yours, Liar?
11.
An 11. Okay, so all of you passed. All they were trying to do was make it harder for you to do violent actions. But all of you passed. So yeah, they basically try to
So we
comment.
can do violence on
You
them.
can absolutely, yeah. They just were like, "Please don't hit me in my face anymore." And you guys said, "No, fuck you."
Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be harder than that to get me to not do violence.
Joke's on you. I'm a pirate. Violence is my middle name.
And
Precisely.
moving down the list to Nonagon, your little fella in this room is getting even more frantic. Like, he's kind of like freaking out. What are you doing?
I suppose. Do I have anything like in? I guess I can look at what I have on my person, which is not a lot. Is there anything in this room that I can, like, jerry-rig a little leash out of?
Yeah, absolutely. You are gonna have to make me a check for that, though. And the
Oh,
check,
absolutely.
yeah. Oh, the check for that is gonna be a. I'm just gonna call that a awareness plus craft check. Look for something simple and make something simple. The check goal is gonna be pretty low. I'm gonna call it a 6.
Well, then, thank God I rolled a 9 on the dice.
Okay.
Because I'm not good at awareness
Yeah.
or craft.
Then you are good. Yeah, so you yeah, like I said, it wasn't that hard. You just like rip up one of the sheets, tie it in a few knots, and then leash it around this thing's body, and you make like a little odd harness to fit around its little legs.
I want it to be, like, around the body, not around... I guess it doesn't really have a neck.
It's by no
Does it?
means macrame. It's not like my little guy up here in the corner, who's very very comfortably
Your
secured
BDSM
up
Care
there.
Bear, yes.
Yeah, my BDSM Care. But it is secure enough.
Okay, so now I'm gonna actually open the door, and be a responsible pet owner who takes my pet on walks, but in such a manner that I can make sure it doesn't get away from me.
Yeah, it immediately just kind of like takes off, and it has like a bit more pull than you were expecting. Make me a physical plus your choice of no, it's going to be athletics. Physical plus athletics check to hold on to it. It's not going to be that hard, but if you lose it, it's going to just
That's an 8.
an 8. That's good enough. As it just scoots, you just like tighten it, and then you do the old double wrap around your hand, and you're just holding it tight as this little thing just starts boom booking it in a direction. Are you going to let it lead, or are you going to try to lead it?
I'll let it lead. I
Okay.
feel like it'd be too hard to try and force it to go somewhere.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll just...
It takes you down and around and over a few places. It eventually does stop once you hit the bottom tier of the middle deck the middle like floor of the ship. If you recall, that's where all of the like bars, restaurants, shops, and tavern stuff. It's basically the part of this that's kind of like a little tiered city. Once you get to the bottom of it, it actually stops by what appears to be some kind of just a rock formation that's been placed here to resemble nature. It's clearly been placed. It's not naturally or organic. But the little fella starts eating it. He just takes a couple bites out of it. And then just goes to town, gnawing away at this rock, until it eventually gets a little bit bigger. Once it swells in size a little bit, it just seems to nestle, and then it starts taking off again. Make me another physical plus athletics check. This time it's going to be a little harder.
That is a 13.
Oh yeah, you're good. You were prepared for this. You were ready for it to just fucking take off. But you can tell that there's more force behind the pull now as it just fucking hauls ass and starts pulling you along. You continue to follow it?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to Percy.
Hi.
You got
Kick the tall one in the dick.
You got a person's hand in your hand. Nice little hand-holdy situation going on. Very romantic. What are you doing?
Yeah. I am, again, because I have to, it's sort of in my contract to do some comedic banter here. I go, oh, nice try, love. And then I kind of spin him around so his back is facing me and kick him square in the back, or at least try to.
Yeah.
To, like, dislocate his arm and possibly, like, force him against the force field that he creted.
Yeah,
Well, the force field's gone.
The force field dissipated. Liar.
Okay, then out of the room.
And out of the room, yeah, which is even better. So yeah, go ahead and we're just gonna call it an unarmed, unarmed attack, but with the intention of pushing them instead of dealing damage, which is fine.
I don't have anything in unarmed melee, so is it just a D10 then?
It is a
do I
D10
have-
plus your physical, so it's physical plus D10.
Solid. Sweet.
Plus, forget the skill check thingy.
be
Oh, yeah, you
worse.
can-
yeah,
you
you gave
can
me
add
plus
to-
1 in a skill check.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No
that's
one ever
4 on the
remembers the goddamn bard dice.
Yeah, I know, right?
that's 4 on the die plus 2, 6 plus 2 from the bard die, which is 8. So could be
Well,
worse.
is it just a flat +2, or is it a die that
Yeah,
you
it's a
roll?
flat +2.
Oh, it's flat +2. Okay, cool. So what was the total again?
8.
8. 8 is actually good.
Okay.
You land. Yeah.
I'm used to fighting that one kid that's really good
Yeah.
at fighting.
You fought the one kid. Oh shit, my battery's dying. Ugh. Go ahead and well, you weren't trying to deal damage, so yeah. You succeed. And he goes rolling. He only gets pushed, about 1 meter away, which is about 3 feet. But that is enough to push him out of the room, past the doorway, and into the hallway.
Yes.
Are you doing anything else?
I think she wants
That was only
to
a
kind of.
first act.
Yeah, that was the first action. You still have object interaction, you still have instant action, and you still have a second action.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she wants to try and intimidate. Like she's just gonna crack her neck and be like, "What else you got?"
Okay. So go ahead and make me a call it a presence plus intimidation.
Yay. That is. Damn, I wish I was rolling better right now. 2 on the die plus 4 presence, 6 plus 1 intimidation, 7. So it's like, okay.
Okay, seven's not terrible. They're gonna make a check. Their morale is lowered, so they take a -2 to that. No, it's a -3. So because of how low it is, it's a -3.
Don't get my hopes up.
So it's 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they rolled a 7. What was your total?
I had a.
I think
hold
yours
on,
was
I
also
forgot.
a 7.
Yes, it was.
It
was also a 7.
Okay, so I think ties go to defender. In which case, it doesn't mean that nothing happens. It just means that they, as they stumble out of the room, they turn and look at you, and they just shake their head with this kind of look of like. They definitely look disgruntled. More so than they were before. All
Not
right.
quite intimidated, but maybe surprised.
Yeah, but surprised. Percy, it is. Does that end your turn? Would you like
yeah,
to
I think
move
I'm
at
gonna get my dagger out, maybe to just kind of further the
Ooh.
gesture of being intimidating. I'm not gonna roll for it or anything, but just sort of as a symbolic, like, all right, now we mean business kind of thing. Don't come in here.
Yeah, as the dagger comes out, things tend to switch from just like this is just like a regular old fist fight to like oh shit.
Yeah, I brought a knife to this fist fight.
Yeah, so they do tend to like leer back a little ways and take a few steps away. It is now their turn. They're going to look to their friend, the one who tried to de-escalate things, and they both say something to each other in a language you don't know, and flee. You do hear them call back from down the hallway. This ain't over. This is not going to go well for you.
Thanks for the room.
And they do leave. Yeah, there is no actual proof that this pass was stolen, as the pass doesn't have their name or anything on it. It is just a blank pass and a room that was purchased for an undeterminate amount of time because of it was purchased through the pass. So
I'm gonna assume they were gonna like ask the authorities or the cops, or I think they're gonna go a little bit lower as far as the recompense here.
Right, which you could probably make the assumptions that this instance isn't going to result in like being kicked off the vessel. It will, however, result in an enemy, which you
That's
have
fine.
lost points with their faction. You just don't know what their faction is.
Their faction is okay. I'll just
People.
do something in the meantime. What were they? Dwarves, or were they just short?
Rocks.
So
They got rocks on their faces. and
yeah,
stuff.
so the Verger
Rock
are
dwarves.
the dwarves of this universe. They're called the Verger. They're not dwarves, and they're not short either. Normally, these guys just happened to be. But the Verger are usually relatively tall, somewhere between 5 and 7 feet tall. These dudes were just a little short.
Raw dwarf roommate faction.
Yeah.
What the -2, 3? What do we think?
It is minus. You know what? Should I tell you? Do you wanna? Do you think I should tell you?
Yeah,
I'm willing
yeah.
to. Okay, minus
because
3.
we don't know what faction it is, really. I'm just going with the name.
That's fair.
Don't
It
let 'em
is.
put you around, Dylan.
No, it's fine. I'm fine with letting you know. It is a -3 with the faction.
-3. Okay.
Sweet. Good to know.
I go back to sleep.
That's
Nighty night.
That is on brand for you. I'm gonna turn around, and as I see that you're like nestling yourself into the covers, I'm like, yeah, you're welcome.
What are you doing?
How many beds are in this room?
Just one. It's like a
Oh.
decent sized bed, but there's only one in here. There's also like a little.
They just
kinda
wanted
like,
to cuddle up with me. What was their plan?
There was like a little futon.
They wanted us to leave. I don't think they were gonna let you stay.
Well, no, they were like, you can stay here in this room if you pay us or something. You in the middle
Well,
of
yeah,
the night.
I think
Okay,
they
they
were
were
planning
just
on
gonna
like
fuck off anyway,
finding a
so,
different room, but also getting their shit out of this one.
Yeah.
They were being a little facetious. They have another room. This was just the room of like one of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because they came
That's
out
a
of a
They
bit
don't
room.
deserve this
dramatic.
shit.
Then
Yeah. They're fine.
you don't even need this room. You're being greedy.
You're being greedy.
Everyone
We
in
all
the
have
party
our
is
own
welcome to
rooms
share the bed
too.
with
We just
Liar.
didn't want to be there.
It's true. Yeah, but we've I've got crew quarters, and crew quarters are lame. This
Crew
room's
quarters
nice.
are lame, and this is a pretty nice room. All
I
things
plan on
considered.
decorating.
Yeah, as far as I know,
I'm-
I have like maybe one more day in my room because I'm pretty sure I'm about to get found out. So,
Proudy.
also, I know we just started, but I might hit the restroom real quick. Be right
Okay,
back.
totally
Let
fine.
We
Nonagon.
could set up bunk beds.
You could set up Nonagon, as you get pulled through these rooms, you begin to realize. Oh, sorry. As you get pulled down by this little fella, you begin to realize it's taking you down towards the halls, towards the hotel-like structured hallways that are beneath the decks of this drake. It's like a, sort of maze-like series of hallways and passageways. But once you figure out that everything's color-coded and alphabetical and numbered, it's very easy to find your way through here. However, this little dude seems like he knows where he's going. He's just fucking booking it. Are you gonna let him keep going?
I think by this point, Nonagon is probably gonna be like, all right, little buddy, you've kind of had you've had your fun. I let you go on a walk. I even let you take a little snack, which I hope no one's gonna miss that rock. We should probably go back to the room.
It's not a boulder, Squidward. It's a rock.
Rock.
Make me the same check as before. We'll just call it a social plus animal handling check.
Well,
With
it's
all
not
of
a
those-
one,
Oh, that's better.
like it was last time.
Is it
It's
is it a 2?
4.
Oh, it's a 4. See,
Wait, actually, hold on. Let me just double check that. Never mind, it's a 3.
oh, that's
Wait, no, shit, it is a 2. Sorry, I
It's
was
a
looking
2?
at mental, not social. It's a 2.
Yeah. So, it doesn't listen. It keeps going. It is fucking just pulling and going down these hallways. Are you gonna try to physically stop it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and pick it up.
Okay, just like a squealing pig. That's gonna be a physical plus athletics check versus this little guy's physical plus athletics as well. And he's got a plus 3. So we've got a 10. We're trying to beat a 10.
I got an 11.
Nice. As you lift this little dude, his little legs are kicking, and you pick him up, and you carry him away. He's making this very loud, like, it's almost like a quiet roar, but it is loud. It's just not like a tiger roar. It just kind of sounds like it almost sounds like an engine starting up.
I was gonna continue taking it back to
Yeah.
their room, but all the while just kind of like muttering to it, like, I know, I'm so sorry, like, I don't want to do this. It's just, I don't want to go back there, and I don't know why you want to go back there, but like, let's just go back to the room, let's just like hang out, just, like muttering to it the whole way, like trying to calm it down with their voice, not very successfully, I imagine, but
I'll give you one more chance. You do get out of the hallways and you're out into the main area. People are looking at you as you're talking to this rock in your hands, and the rock seems to be screaming because rocks don't usually do that. It's causing a little bit of alarm for people. Make me one more. Call it social plus animal handling. One more chance.
You know, a lot of rocks know self-destruct in Pokemon.
That's true.
so
That's a
it's
fact.
not a 1, it's not a 2.
Is it a 3?
It's a 3.
Solid. Yeah, no, it doesn't stop screaming the whole way back to your room. Actually, before you even get back to your room, you hear a voice from behind you. It's not a familiar voice. Sorry, it is a familiar voice. It is.
It better not be that fucking Jagweed.
No. It is just the voice of those the two individuals that you had stolen your pass from.
Shit.
And
why are they not in their room?
And you hear them saying something, but in a language you don't know. They don't seem angry or upset. I mean, they do seem angry and upset, sorry. They just don't seem like they're angry and upset in your general direction. But you know, if you don't hide and quiet this little fella, they will find you.
The dice are treating me so bad vis-a-vis trying to quiet it.
There's a few ways. You could try to calm it one more time, but if you fail one more time, you will definitely lose affinity with this creature. So I'll just give you that as I'll give you that as a like it's gonna stop. It's not gonna like you as much.
Won't love you anymore.
If you.
Ellen, I want you to know that is the absolute worst consequence you've ever posed to me.
Won't be that mad. Just your new puppy won't love you anymore.
You once cut off my bard character's finger, and I accepted that. I said, you know what? That's fun. This, though, I will cry if I fail that.
So you could also try to muffle the creature. And try to reduce the sound that it is making, which would be a different check. Or you could try to just fucking run away with it screaming in a hope that they don't find you. There are more than just those options. Those are just the options that I'm seeing. But you might see better ones than me.
Are there any rocks nearby?
Yeah, there are rocks nearby.
Okay. I think what Nonogana's gonna do, I'm gonna kind of attempt to slightly muffle up. Oh.
I'm gonna present you with one more potential risk. They're not rocks. It's marble, and it's a marble pillar. But it is a mineral. And you know this little guy likes to eat minerals.
Likes to eat precious gems, but
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So. I'm going to attempt to kind of muffle the sound that the rock is making, but also move in the direction of the marble pillar and attempt to kind of hide behind it. And if things go a little south, it might get a snack.
Okay. Nice. All right. So to muffle the voice of this little fella, it's going to be a. We're gonna call this an. I'll give you your choice. I kind of already know which one you're gonna go with, but your choice of animal handling sleight of hand or physical sleight of hand. Animal handling sleight of hand will potentially be less distressful for the creature. But a physical plus sleight of hand is probably going to be an easier check for you to make.
Okay. Ooh. So I am going to go with animal handling sleight of hand because I rolled well enough that I'm hoping it'll offset the fact that I have no animal handling. So that is a 15.
Okay. Yeah, you just kind of shush 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 shush, and you just kind of like hold its little face, but almost in a way that you're petting its little face, and it does subdue the sound that it is making, and the creature actually kind of stops making the noise a little bit. It's still making a low grinding noise, kind of like when a cat is growling at you while it's eating and you're petting it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not like doing anything violent or the noise isn't very loud. As you move your way over towards the pillar, I want you to make me a physical plus a stealth check.
Heard. Okay. That is 12.
Okay. 12. So 8. 1, 2, 3. 3. Yeah. Perfect. Just as you see one of them look in your direction, you slip behind the pillar and just by a hair escape the gaze of this guy. You can hear them talking and walking around down here, and eventually they walk away in a different direction. And you know you're safe to go back up to your room.
God, I guess it was a little too much to hope for that these guys would be homebodies. Okay.
You still don't know what they do or why they're here.
Well, I think I was aware of the fact that they were, like, kind of well-to-do miners of a sort. Like, they kind of owned a business or something that was kind of doing well for itself. I think I got that much information.
That is true, yeah, so you do know that. You do know that. All right, you return to the room. Does anybody want to do anything before you all turn in for the night?
Do I actually have to sleep? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so you don't sleep in the same way that mortals do. You just rest. Your body needs to repair itself. and your mind also needs to repair itself. So it's just kind of like a thing that all sentient beings that are mortal need to do. You still have a mortal soul. You just have an immortal body, but your immortal body does take damage throughout the day, even if it's just minor damage. Just minor damage from walking around, ingesting food, things like that. You still need to rest your body and your mind. You just don't sleep. You just need to basically go inert. You can also just kind of sit there and do very light activity. You can read. You can just stare up blankly at the ceiling, but you do need to turn off most of your senses. So you can still, I guess, make awareness checks while you're in this state, but you can still speak while you're in this state. But everything is dulled. Everything is in a dim, kind of blurry, hazy state. It's a lot easier for you to just go inert and fall asleep for a little while, if that makes sense.
Brilliant. So I can just like stand like a golem outside the door and get my rest, and also protect my friends from the people that think this is their room for whatever reason.
I would argue that you need to crouch in like kind of like a leaning up against the wall resting position. Standing would still be difficult. There's actually a special ability that you can take for basically being awake and asleep at the same time.
Brilliant. All right. Well, I guess I'll just. You know what? I'm actually legitimately in character terrified that these guys are gonna come back and do some shit. So I'm just gonna post up in the corner.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm gonna spend the night.
Just...
like I will protect you, friends. I need you for my end goals.
Perfect. Your robot friend just walks over into the corner, crouches down, and just stares at the door. Percy, are you going into rest?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I muted because I knew I was about to sneeze and I forgot to unmute. Yes, I think so. I think she's going to try and get as much rest as she can before her meeting with that neighbor of hers.
Okay. And Cass is going to do the same thing. Cass is just going to kind of turn in and go to sleep. All right. The night progresses. You all eventually drift off into your lulls. However, something weird happens to all of you while you're in this sleep-like state. All of you, including you, Axiom, have this same experience, the same dream. Let me see if I can't find it. There it is. You find yourself feeling slightly lightheaded. The room that you are in begins to spin, twisting back and forth. No amount of trying to calm and steady yourself eases this constant rushing. You suddenly feel the gravity around you begin to close in. It's almost like a rushing force of heavy weight. And then your vision completely blurs and then blackens entirely. You find yourself just kind of floating in this empty void. You can tell, however, that if you will yourself in a direction, that you do move that way. However, you can't make sound, and you don't really feel. You're just floating there. Slowly, as you move in whatever direction you choose, you don't even know if you're going up, down, east, west. You can't tell. You just know you're moving in a direction. Slowly in the distance, far and deep into this void, you see a beam of light begin to glow far in the distance of this void space. You all see a single strand of burning energy. And as you start to focus in on it and follow it, you realize it is connected to you. You're not sure what you are in this instance, as when you look down, you don't see legs floating beneath you. All you can see is an energy, and this beam is connected to it. Through this strand, you see a set course of laid out plans. You see the next set of things that you are to do. You are supposed to do a many number of things. Lives being mundane from this point forward, relatively easy until you die, as all mortal bodies do. You just remain stranded here, connected to this beam, until that strand of burning radiant energy connecting to you begins to flicker with some sort of doubt. In this brief moment, you all dawn the same realization. You have the ability to here and now sever this strand. You can break your bond with fate. You can become fateless. What do you do?
Baby, you know I'm doing that. Nonagon doesn't even hesitate.
All right.
Yeah, the idea that anyone wants me to do anything is an immediate turn off, so I will be breaking it.
All right.
Yeah.
Is Flyer in his right mind? Is he consciously able to think like himself?
Yeah. You
Okay.
think like yourself, and you know.
Then he's gonna hold it for now, because the other guy offered him the same thing, plus he gets a flute.
so.
Yeah, but then the other guy's the one making that decision for you, technically. He's the one
The
altering it. It's
The
different.
flute might be cursed. I feel like the flute's probably cursed. That's just me, though.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll break.
Yeah, we peer
But I
pressured you.
want that
peer
flute.
pressured you into breaking it. And Axiom, what are you doing?
Axiom sees this as the only true way to finish their end goal. So, absolutely.
So you're gonna break it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
That is
right.
the only way, because the target is also fateless.
Yeah.
In the words of Maubert Psychology 100, your life is your own.
Yeah.
So,
Did you just
Yeah.
say Maubert?
What? What is Maubert? Okay.
From Maubert.
Mob Psycho 100.
Oh. God damn it.
God
Okay.
damn it.
Okay.
Dylan, we need to get together and
Son of a
rewatch
bitch.
that. Also,
Yeah.
isn't there a new season? Anyways, I'm sorry.
There's a new season, October 5th, starting on October 5th.
Bet.
Nice.
Dylan, we're
No,
getting
I'm
together
gonna
on my
watch it.
birthday.
Absolutely. I'm here for that. We'll 1,000% watch that together.
It's
All right.
leave October 5th. Don't quote me on that. It's sometime in October.
It's
That's
October
fine.
eventually.
So it's my birthday. My birthday is a perfect time for us to get together, so it's great.
Perfect. Okay. So, those of you who chose to sever, all of you who chose to sever.
Wait. Lion
Wait.
breaks this on accident. I just feel like it'd be fun.
Hold on. I don't know if Trinity will actually answer, but I am gonna text her and ask her, do you want control of your life?
Do you?
You could change your fate, would you?
Just pose her two questions. Do you want to break the bond of fate or maintain the bond of fate?
No context.
No
Don't tell her
context.
it's for the
It has
campaign.
anything to do with the game. Actually, vehemently deny it has to do with the game.
Oh, I have not mentioned the game at all. Of course not.
Oh, even better. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to read to you the consequence of your
I
actions.
think you're trying to like sell her on an MLM or something.
Oh, don't worry. Trinity knows me well enough to know I would never do that.
No.
Okay, good.
Unless you were the one who invented the MLM.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm at the top of that pyramid, I'm okay being in the pyramid scheme.
Okay. So, hang on. Okay, so you all of you, wrap your very presence around the bonding strand. And with the sheer might of your will, you just tear through the bond. You witness the life you were meant to have in vivid detail. As you imagined it would have gone had you not done this. Every boring, mundane moment, up until the moment where this ship explodes in a burning ball of flame and cascades down towards an alien planet, in searing, burning strands of rubble, destroying a civilization beneath it. You witness all of that happen. And then you suddenly realize that that won't happen anymore. As this
Final destination.
as this vision of the future through this broken strand begins to burn and crumble into particles of disintegrating Aurora, you begin to see all of that, burning Aurora, and you, actually, Liar, smell that intense, burnt metallic ozone smell. As the Aurora particles burn away the blackness around you, until eventually you see clearly, staring up at the ceiling, whatever room that you were in. And that's it. That was your whole dream. And you awaken as if that's all it was. We'll go ahead and start with... Since there's more of you all congregated, we'll start with all of you in the room together. You all wake up at the exact same time. And the floor is yours.
Oh, interestingly enough, Trinity actually says she does not sever the bond. I will say I might explain a little more to her exactly what it was, because that was her response after I just said.
No context.
No context.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I really hyped up our relationship. I really thought she knew me. She did initially say, "Am I being solicited right now?"
I love it. Yes. 100%. That's amazing.
So where's everyone sleeping? Like, I'm obviously on the bed.
Yeah, you're in the bed. Cass is like probably on the cot thing that's next to the bed. Axiom is just kind of crouching in the corner of the room. Percy, how are you sleeping?
I picture myself sleeping in a chair.
Okay, that's fine. There is one. So
trying to be ready for anything.
You're just like upright in the chair, but like in a very uncomfortable, like you've done your damnedest to get comfy in this chair. It's just really not easy to do. To like fall asleep. This isn't the kind of chair for sleeping in. It is like the chair that I'm in, which is just like a normal little chair, no arms, just upright.
You have to have strong dad energy to
Yeah.
That's the goal, really.
Yeah.
So what? None of you wanted to sneak into bed with me. All right. I see how it is.
Cass just says, I see you're feeling better. I think that you're well enough to handle this on your own. My shift begins, so I'm going to go. And Cass starts to leave.
before you leave, Cats, I remembered something about the sketchy people I told you about. One of them, I'm pretty sure, may have been a hangnail person thing.
You should probably bring that up to the authorities. I'm
I
a
thought you were
doctor.
the authorities.
I'm a doctor.
That's close.
And he leaves.
Okay, well, what about you two? What do you wait? You wanted me to do something, right? I say to Percy.
Oh. Got a meeting this morning, and it might not go the best, but I'm kind of on the fence, to be honest with you. I don't really know anything about you, and I don't want you in on my business, but I don't think that it's gonna go well for me if I don't bring you. Yeah, you should probably come with me, if that's alright.
See, you want to come with?
What? No, you're coming with me.
No, he
I
said
know.
axiom.
Oh, sure. I've got nothing better to do until we land, so why not?
Cool. By the way,
Yeah.
how many days until we land? And also, how many days until my next shift at work?
It's 2 days, actually. Just 2 days.
2 days. And
2 days until you
my-
land, and then once you leave again, it will be that night that you need to return to your. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
the space.
there are actually only 5 days in the Illyrian calendar. Yeah, so it's
They just took out the weekends.
basically
Assholes.
there's no weekends. So yeah, the days are
Not like Tuesday.
yeah just remove Tuesday. No, the days of the week are named. They're named things, but I'm not going to tell you them because you'll just probably forget anyway. So that's okay.
By the way, Trinity has changed her answer after I gave the context you gave to us before we made the decision.
Okay.
She actually does want to break the bond. She said that she thought I was maybe talking about the creepy guy from the pool again.
Do you want to? Do you?
Oh.
That would
Lynn.
make sense. That would make sense.
Oh,
Yeah, Lynn.
gotcha.
I like how the answer is no if it's a creepy guy like offering you this as a choice, but if it's your active
More
decision,
just like
Because one of them
dreamlike
is me making
concept.
the decision
Yeah.
and me deciding to break my fate, and the other one is just some random dude I don't know or trust.
yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I've got control of your fate. Just give me the go. Just give me the go."
Just
I'm like,
give me the-
no, actually, I'm okay.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah. You all you leave the room together. Close the door behind you and make your way out. And you head to the place that this person told you to meet. Do you remember?
Well, I was gonna say it's a good thing I remember where that is, and I'm.
Okay.
Okay, in fairness, it's been a week for me and one night for my character, so I
Yeah.
hope I would remember.
You would. It's basically just a cafe.
Okay.
It's a cafe called Seraph's Scent.
I've got
Okay.
2 questions about Ringo.
Mhm.
One, I forgot what we decided, but since it doesn't like have its own turn or anything, this is an augment, not a pet, correct?
It is in fact an augment, not a pet. Yeah.
Okay. And then my
It is a
second
parasitic augmentation.
yeah. It says in one of the descriptions that it can't attack holding a weapon, but it can attack. Does it have just like a basic attack aside from like this?
It doesn't
4
do
things?
any damage, but it
Okay,
can.
So it's just a
it can
push-pull
push, pull, and grapple things.
gotcha. Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay, and only small and medium things. It can't do.
I assumed it wouldn't pull an elephant towards me. I would be pulled
No.
towards the elephant.
Yes, that is exactly how you could utilize that. You could also use it to like grappling hook things
Spider-Man.
that aren't that far
I got
away.
wings,
yeah.
but I'm not going to use them.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
it's just gonna vine whip yourself around everywhere. Yeah, I did say that you had to be in a relatively open area to spread your wings out, right? Because your wings are pretty
I
fucking
assumed,
wide.
Like,
yeah,
I could fly in the
Yeah.
room that I'm in.
yeah,
Oh, hey.
exactly.
What the
Trinity?
hell? Who's this
Well.
clown?
You
What?
decided to show up.
Well, he died?
What
It's
a
all here.
fucking nerd.
I'm doing laundry, but like I was told we died.
No, you didn't die.
No one died. Hold
Oh, no.
on. Teddy,
I was
what
saying-
lies and slander
No,
are you?
I was giving you the context of like when we saw our lives unfolding. After we made the decision, we then like Dylan then gave us the information. By the way, it was because the ship exploded.
Okay, Teddy's last text. BTW, our deaths were from the ship exploding.
You forgot the heart emoji. That was an important part of it.
That is an important part.
So
Trinity, this, you know, when you miss a session and I'm supposed to be the one giving you the information, this is how I convey information. So.
these are the official Spark Notes. Here,
Oh my God.
I'll do like a quick ad lib reading. You basically found yourself floating in a void-like state, and you saw a big bright light, and the big bright light stuck out like a tentacle, and it connected into you, which you realize you were also a ball of strange light.
Not
and
connected to you by a tentacle?
Yeah, identical. And you then suddenly realized that this strand was connecting you to fate. And you could choose to either sever fate and choose your own path charting forward, or accept destiny as it's supposed to be. And you all unanimously decided, fuck fate, I choose my own destiny, and you broke the strand. Which then revealed your possible future had you not done this, which would have been dying in a fiery explosion.
Okay, when Teddy was texting me, I thought he was at first trying to get me into an MLM.
It is important to say that I didn't say you die in the fiery explosion.
MON?
MLM, a pyramid scheme.
Oh.
Multi-level marketing.
Yeah, I'm just over here doing my laundry, and I get the text
explicitly that you would think that.
Yeah, and Trinity, I was so sure that you knew me well enough that you would know I would never do that.
No, I know you so well. I think you would do it as a trick.
Joins an MLM for the meme.
No, like I'm over here like cleaning my room, doing house chores, getting settled in. Do you want to change? Do you want control of your life and its courses? Break the bond of fate or maintain the bond of fate. Heart sparkly heart emoji. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Amazing. That does sound like the if I ever had an MLM, that is how I would pitch it to people. So
The heart emoji really sold it to MLM. It gave me girl boss.
yes.
Well, I'll let you get back to it. I'm just glad we didn't die.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Don't kill me, please. Bye.
Yeah, so all of you leave the room. Oh, and it is an important note that you all don't have like that is still there. It is still like in the back of your mind. However, the fiery explosion, you didn't see yourself dying in that. That wasn't something where you were like, oh, that would have been the end. It's just the last part of the vision that you were given. Anyway, moving on from there. Doodle-a-doodle-a-doodle-a-doo. We'll actually cut away. We'll go to Nonagon. Nonagon, you awaken after all of that with this little critter. Where'd you put the little critter?
I think I'd probably. No, that would be ill-advised. It's just a huge rock. I took a pillow from my bed and I set it down on the floor beside my bed and I placed the rock on the pillow.
Okay. It makes that grinding noise almost all night. It eventually becomes white noise to you, but when you wake up, you realize it's still sitting there making that grinding noise. It is reduced back to its size, the size that it was before.
I can't sleep without a fan on, so I imagine it's actually probably comforting to Nonagon as well.
Yeah. So what do you do as you wake up?
Well, I'm first gonna go to the briefcase and open and hand one of these precious gems to the rock, because it's probably hungry, and I don't want it to go just eat a random rock out in the outer areas right now again. So
It chows down. You see the splintered adamant shards of mineral just crunch under the weight of this thing's maw. As it just crunches down, you can actually hear it. Almost sounds like splintered crystalline glass as it gets shattered and then just hoovered up. And there's just like little like sparkly reflecting bits of mica that have just been pressed into the wooden bits of the floor. So there's just kind of like a spot of glitter on the ground now. Yeah. It doesn't get bigger, though. You've noticed it doesn't get bigger when it eats these.
Okay. I guess now I'm just gonna kind of give it a little pat on the head. And I'll probably just leave it here for now, hopefully. Maybe I'll, like, while I'm out, keep on the lookout for some rocks that might look more filling.
Appetizing.
Yeah,
As you start to walk away, it does get up and try to follow you.
Oh no. Oh no!
When you look back in the direction, you see a small geode it's mostly rock with little bits of that green crystal embedded in it, set underneath of where it was resting, kind of like an egg.
Okay. We're just gonna leave that for now. We're gonna deal with that later. I am going to continue kind of giving it pets, and I'm gonna, like, the entire time I'm leaving, I'm doing the whole thing where it's like, I'm really sorry for leaving you. I'm sorry. I can't really just bring you out right now because I don't know. There's some dudes looking for you, but I'll try and bring back some food for you. All right.
And then you close the door, like as your hand is like still petting, and then close, and then bam, door closed. You can hear the scratching and like grinding, whimpering noises coming from the other side of the door. And then you walk away. It does eventually quiet, but you could hear like this kind of engine revving noise as you continue walking down the hallway, and eventually it stops. Where are you going?
So I'm going to... God, I don't know anything else about you guys, do I? I have no idea where I'd find you.
You know where they last were, and they may still be there.
I'd rather not go back there, is the thing.
There.
I might just go to, like, an area that I feel like would potentially be, I'll probably go. What?
The first thing that these individuals might do is get something to eat. So you could probably go to the district that has restaurants and such, and see if you can't scout them from there. Or the other option, they might just be psychopaths and immediately go directly to the fight tower.
That's honestly what Nonagon was thinking. Because he was like,
go for some.
That's where I've seen 3 out of 4 of them before. So I think he's actually just kind of maybe not enter the tower just yet, but kind of just mill about the area, kind of keeping an eye out. Also, again, keeping an eye out for some rocks that look tasty, I guess.
Particularly tasty. Wandering around over here, make me a insight plus awareness check. And also, you're just looking for that rock, for pretty rocks, so I'll also give you just a regular physical plus awareness check. So make 2 different checks. 1 insight awareness, 1 physical awareness.
Okay. So, physical awareness is a 10,
Okay.
and then insight and awareness is a 7. Wait, 8.
8. Okay. And I think their situation was. Some bitch. Where the hell? Damn it. I've lost it. It's gone forever.
Yeah.
Gone forever.
That's fine. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So you wander around in this area for quite some time, meandering about. You do find a couple of places what sell over in the market area surrounding the fight tower. It's a lot of mercenaries wandering around over here. You do see a couple of like seemingly important meetings happening in different places, and they're being met out in the open. One thing that strikes you as particularly interesting is there is a woman riding atop a big-ass lizard with a few people in tow. Actually, they're kind of standing side by side, and they're just wandering. And other people are kind of like waving and giving them praises. They seem to be looking for something or someone. You also find a booth that has a setup of precious gems.
What was the first thing again?
A woman riding a big lizard.
You said something before that?
Oh, it was just you find a bunch of people having like particularly seemingly important conversations, but it's like more than one, and they're all just kind of huddled in different locations having
Okay.
talks. There's one group that look like scholars, and they're having some kind of scholarly debate. They are also playing a game that looks really unnecessarily complicated with a lot of pieces involved. And then there are two figures in armor that are standing in underneath of like the shade of a tree. This area also, it is important to note, is very close to the front of the ship. And from here, your view of the sky and the aurora clouds around you, and also some majorly beautiful celestial bodies off in the distance, isn't as obscured by all of the big aurora sails that obscure the rest of the view from the top deck of the ship. From this point, you can kind of see out in front of you, and it is immaculate and breathtaking. But all the stuff that's happening on the top of the deck is, yeah, you're focused in on it.
Okay. I don't want to fucking pay for food for this thing if it's willing to just like eat rocks off the ground, so I'm gonna actually ignore those gems.
Okay.
Instead, I'm actually gonna kind of subtly kind of get a little closer to the big woman on the lizard, because I just want to know what the deal there is. Like,
Okay. You hear her asking people who seem to walk up and acknowledge her even before she acknowledges them. You see a person walk up and go, "Oi, Clove, are you fighting tonight?" And she looks down at this guy and just kind of leans in and says, "No, I am not fighting tonight. However, I am looking for my bard. We hired a new one, and we want to make sure he's not dead. He got I don't know, an infection of sorts, and we just need to know if we need to find a new one or not." The person who walked up says, "Well, I don't really know, but if I find your bard, I'll tell you. One with an infection, right? I'll just look for bards with infections. That can't be hard." And he wanders off. That conversation kind of happens multiple times as you follow them.
I actually think I'm gonna see if it's possible for me to approach this woman.
Yeah, you just walk up to her like everyone else
Okay.
does.
And I'm just gonna tell her, uh, your bard, I believe, is still alive. He's kind of got horns, a little, Amberkin, kind of.
The flamboyant one, yes.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh.
I'm not really sure as to the whereabouts of him right now, but I
Uh,
think the infection thing is
She
not gonna be a problem.
she leans down to like almost side saddling the lizard to nudge one of the humans who's wearing like a furry leather armor. She nudges him and it's like, "Didn't I tell you that that one would be a survivor? I thought I knew." And the guy goes, "Meh, I thought he was fucking dead. I really did. I mean, that's what killed the last one. I figured bards just get killed by plants. That's just how they go. Last 3 died by plants." And then you hear another person who seems to also be in their party pipe up. "Yeah, well, the one before that one, it was actually more like a tiger. It was like tiger plant, more tiger than plant, really." And then they start arguing with each other about the nature of the creature that killed their 2 bards ago.
Okay, well, very fascinating conversation over
Yes.
there. But
Yep.
I was just gonna let you know about status of your bard friend.
Would you be
Again,
willing
not retired.
to take him, to bring us to him, or bring him to us, either one?
Well, I'm not really sure exactly where he is right now. But I'm also I've been looking for him. I figured he'd probably frequent these parts some point today. If I find him, I will point him in your direction if you have a place you're staying.
We do. We're staying in the shower.
All right, cool.
Do you fight?
If I have to, I suppose.
Do you want to?
Not necessarily. That kind of comes with a lot of people seeing you, knowing your face, knowing your name.
That's the point. The glory of it. Why would you not want that? Foolish.
Just kind of not really my thing. I prefer to kind of be a little less. That being said, I don't mind being known by important people. And you seem like an important person, so...
She looks at the 2 people at either side of her and gives like a cocky grin. They scoff at her. She begins she just kind of like kicks her heels into the side of this lizard creature, and the lizard just makes a grunt noise and then moves forward further. They seem to be heading somewhere. She looks back at you and says, "Well, if you want to have a good time, you can follow us. We're going to get pissed drunk and start another bar fight." And they just carry on down. Do you follow them?
I think Nonagon really wants to. Guys, I don't know if Nonagon's ever
Drank?
been drunk. Yeah.
How does the drinking work for
Yeah, I don't know.
robots?
It works. They can be poisoned and everything.
Nice.
Unless they took
Okay.
the not poisoned thing. But yeah.
Which I do not believe I have. I think I'm gonna follow.
All right, so we're going
Let's
to
have a good time.
cut away from you and back to the rest. You all kind of funnel in to this little cafe. The outside of this building is in stark contrast to the buildings on either side of it. Well, they're all connected to one another. It's kind of like a strip mall style. But it's 2 trees that appear to have been druid crafted out of the walkway, almost dismantling and disrupting the even sidewalk, causing kind of like ripples where the vines would grow out of. And they grow up the sides of the store face of this building, and they open in different places revealing kind of like windows with little bits of crystalline stained glass. And the doors curve to create a circular-shaped doorway. Vines.
Actually, before we fully like walk into the shop, I was hoping to maybe talk with both my compatriots a little bit before we actually arrive at location 1, because I need to know what the plan is. Like, I don't know why we're here. So
You said 1 as though you were about to make a list.
So
But-
1, I don't know why we're here. 2, I'll come up with 2 later. So, Percy, what's the setup? What are we
I think
doing?
on the journey there, I would kind of give them a refresher and keep things out of it, but I would say, so here's the deal. I procured my ticket aboard this ship in a less than, how do I put this? Less than legal kind of fashion, and it appears that my neighbor has noticed. At first, I thought that I was blending in quite well, and then he kind of asked if we wanted to have a coffee or something today, and I looked through the records of the person who I am pretending to be, and definitely has met my room neighbor before. There are pictures of them together, so probably knows that I'm full of bullshit, and I don't really know how to navigate this situation without getting kicked off the ship. So whatever you can do to kind of ease this
Do you have a
interaction.
picture of this person? This person who you're pretending to be?
I do actually, and I pulled a picture. I think I said I took it out of the frame and I'm keeping it with me.
You did,
and
yeah.
I
Yeah,
pulled
you
a
do
picture
have
out of
it.
my. Yeah, I take it out of
Glamour's
my
coming on.
belongings and kind of show them.
Yeah, I take the face of the person.
It just becomes you see this kind of so first he studies it for a moment while just kind of churning Aurora in his hands, and then draws like a circular shape around his face, and then just draws a series of runes, and then begins kind of painting a mask over top of his face. When he's done, he resembles this person perfectly.
Holy shit. Okay. Was not expecting that. Although that is rather convenient, and I don't want to diminish that at all. I'm really concerned that they know each other very well. Do you think you can fake that? That you know this person like from I don't know, from kids or something?
What's their favorite color?
I have no fucking idea. I literally have just met them and like
How tall
witnessed.
are they? How tall are they?
I know how tall they are. I think you said they're
Yeah.
like.
They're pretty tall, actually. They're kind of lean and tall.
I assume.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Works.
Not the person you're about to meet. The person you're trying to talk about. The person that he's trying to mimic being is shorter. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I don't think I would know like how tall. I guess I would kind of know how tall
You
he
saw
is because
him sitting in a chair, so you never saw
I
him
saw him
stand.
sitting. I saw him dying.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's.
how did they scream when they died? Like a little, like.
I didn't.
Or
I
like-
did not tell you that I saw them die. I want to make
Oh.
that clear because I don't want to
Okay.
incriminate myself more than I need to.
Then I'll just say,
um.
how do they sound? Like a or like.
I didn't really. I didn't get to know
go
the
middle of the
person
road.
that well.
Okay, do you know anything at all about this person?
Just that he's not really around, and he was a scholar. I think
I
I
know those
studied
guys.
his works, and
I was
like I
about
know
to
what
say.
he was. Do I know what he was studying?
You do, Percy. I'll go ahead and say you probably kept his his personal journal as well. You probably didn't
Right.
even need to tear the page out of it. You probably have that.
Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, I'll just hand that over to Lyre then. Just be like, here's some study materials, I guess.
Fancy shit. Fancy shit.
Axiom.
Thirsty.
While they're going through this, what are you doing? You're following them. You're with them. What are you doing
just-
in this room?
I have no idea. I'm waiting for further instructions. I don't know what
Okay.
I'm doing, and really, I don't care
Okay.
what I'm doing until we get to our final destination.
Okay. I was just double checking. All right. Cool.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make friends, and I'm doing a decent job at making friends,
Yeah.
building an army.
All Okay, now
Yeah.
here's your book. I read most of the words.
Liar, make me
Yeah.
a academics plus instinct check. Insight. Instinct, insight are the same.
I was also gonna ask. I feel like the can't be that hard resets per day as well as the bard dice, right?
They do, yeah.
Okay, or bard dice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bard points.
It's
I'm gonna
bardic
use
inspiration. It's the same thing, basically.
Barty bit.
You said insight and what?
Insight and academics.
Can't be that hard for academics. That's a 5 on the die plus 7.
Nice.
So 12. Yup.
12 is pretty good.
12.
What you discern from this individual is a little more than just surface level that this person is just a scholar and they're a world traveler. That one's kind of, jumping right off the page, is easy to grab hold of. You look a little bit deeper and you start to realize they're a bit of a pervert. It's subtle. It's really subtle, but it's in there. You're picking up.
I told you he was thirsty.
Yeah.
I said it.
You pick up a few interesting kind of details about them. They are definitely not of the flamboyant variety. However, deep down inside, they have a bit of expression that they want to let out, but they can't because they have to keep their stoic, regal demeanor. You know that that's just a shell that they want to break out of. That's what you gather from reading this person's blips of their diary.
Alright, I think I got it. Who's the context?
What? Sorry?
Who's the guy we're meeting? Girl, guy. What's their name?
Okay, hold on. I have taken notes. I can remember their name. Hold on.
Ready.
Fuck's sake, I actually don't know if I do.
You do know their name, so I'll give it to you if you don't.
Might as well
find it. I think it'll be cooler if you say it in character for reasons.
Okay, I know the name of the person that I'm pretending to be, and I have not written. Oh no, it is Harlem Pride.
That's yeah. So as soon as she says those words, Axiom, you know who the fuck that is. You know exactly who that is.
Exactly who this is. Just okay. That's interesting.
What's up?
He's an old family friend, to say the least. He's also a pretentious dick.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I gathered that. Just based on the sort of, vibes.
Alright. Let's do this thing. Before we go in, I'm gonna spray them both with the telepathic.
I love it.
You don't actually see anything. Nothing occurs until suddenly, what do you think into their head?
Nightmare.
The word alone, just bam, 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 bam.
Prince, I'd like to have my consent established before you fucking get into my head, but alright. I guess it makes sense for this.
How'd you know it was me?
It was a little obvious.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
fine.
tone of voice, the feel, the ick,
And also, who else would just randomly yell nightmare?
Yeah, it's really in character. I haven't known you that long, and it
Avenged
fits.
Sevenfold. They would do it.
Yeah, but Liar's an Avenged Sevenfold band member.
That's
right.
true.
I'm in several bands.
He's a bard. I mean, it makes sense.
Avenged Sevenfold, the Foo Fighters.
Really short run with Owl City. Kicked him out
I was the
after like
owl.
2 practices.
I tricked them, but. Alright, let's go into this cafe. We're doing this.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, we're absolutely doing this. I am locked and loaded.
I'm
Axiom,
very nervous.
Axiom, you do know that if he sees you, He will probably recognize you. However you want to roll that.
I assume.
That's why I did the
Okay.
telepathic thing.
Okay. So,
I'm just gonna think, can I respond to you?
and you hear it perfectly.
Yeah.
All of you, actually, both of you hear it. You guys can't speak to an individual. You now will only be able to speak to all of you guys. Anyone who was there.
Brilliant.
Any thought that you project to each other, all of you can hear it.
Private group chat, got it.
Private group chat.
Got
yeah.
it, got it.
No
DMing, only group chat.
Only group chat. So, as you guys walk into here, it's actually kind of crowded. There's a good deal of people in here. There's a line at the front cafe. There's a tall, lean, a beastkin person who's just back there, taking orders, doing barista stuff, and you do see your meetee, the person whom you are here to meet, sitting at a table alone.
I kind of just point
go
over.
Up. Am I going in alone? Like, is it just?
I thought we were all going in.
Yeah.
No. Axiom can't be seen. So
Axiom doesn't care if Axiom can be seen. Axiom's walking in because he has a couple of things. Because they have a couple of things that they need to say to this fucking furry fuck.
We established.
Let me walk in first, and then you can intrude on the conversation.
I would just like to know that all that happened was he said he wanted to have coffee with me, and I'm pretty sure he knows that I'm lying. Can we not, start a fight in this random coffee shop on, a Sunday morning?
He doesn't care about... He's been dealing with people lying for 100 years. Don't worry about it.
Percy,
My God,
you're
okay.
with me.
I figured. I was hoping,
Axiom,
actually.
you can come in later.
That's
Sound
fair.
good? Okay.
All right. Axiom, while you're waiting for your opportunity to step in, where are you going to wait?
Just outside the door, just outside of eyesight.
Okay. You're just kind of
I would just like it on the record that Percy is convinced from the minute that they, started formulating this plan that it would all go terribly wrong.
No, it's gonna go...
She feels very badly about this plan, but we'll still continue.
I'm so excited to see how it goes. You guys might get a sense of calm, and you know what? I'm not even going to give you anything. How are you approaching his table? There are 2 cups of coffee.
As I see the contact, I assume you'll alert me. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever telepathy, I could be like, that's him. That's the one.
I'm going to do a polite regal gesture towards him, a very subtle head nod or whatever hand thing they do to each other.
He looks up at you and cocks an eyebrow, and then looks at you, Percy, and then looks back at you, Liar.
I'm gonna go to them to sit next to them.
Make me an arcane plus deception check. In your case, it would be creativity. This doesn't actually...
Right,
you just get to
gotcha.
use it in that instance because of what you are, not because of your... it can't be that hard. It's just because of the nature of your stuff. Oh, that's pretty good.
So creativity plus what?
Plus deception.
8.
Oh, where are you? Oh, you are. And what was your total? Again? Yeah.
8.
8. Okay. You just see this wry grin just plaster onto his face, and he just gestures for both of you to come and sit.
I
sit down.
Mhm.
I pull a chair up from a different table.
He kind of leans back and messes with his whiskers for a moment, and then says, "Oh, it would appear I need another cup of coffee for our guest." And he stands up and he walks over and he waits in line. He waits for a while in this line to get another cup of coffee, giving you all an opportunity to have a brief discussion. Also, it is important you can still talk to Axiom even though Axiom's outside.
Right, I assume that's spores.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, telepathically, I do not think he's buying this shit. I do not.
You
Not for a
can't
second.
lie to
also
him.
think, yeah.
He's old. You can't lie to the elderly.
I have an idea.
Like by law,
knows-
or just they're immune?
He knows
This
we're
one
lying.
specifically is immune.
He knows we're lying. Let's just give him a lie he'll believe. Not necessarily the lie that we're actually lying.
Okay, what do you suggest?
I'm telling
just
you, he
go
doesn't
along
care
with
if
it
we're
as I talk.
lying. He doesn't
No.
care that we're lying.
Okay,
okay,
well then what do you
he-
suggest we do, Axiom?
Just keep lying to him. Whatever information we need, or whatever we need from him, he will give to us regardless of if we're lying to him. So just keep lying.
What's a repercussion then?
He reads a book and storms off angrily.
Okay, we'll play it out then.
Yes, I guess I don't have a good feeling about this, but I guess we'll just.
It'll be fine.
That seems to be your mantra, and it's gone well so far. You've only gotten
Can't be
attacked by
that
one
hard.
fucking monster parasite.
Arthur, I've got a plan.
Oh fuck.
he sits back down at the table, and he says, "Please, forgive my rudeness." And he slides the coffee to you, liar. Now,
I would like to read his face, so I believe he gave me a coffee that my character does not like, or the character I'm pretending to be doesn't like.
Dylan, did you describe what Harlem looks like?
Yeah, Percy knows. Oh, but liar doesn't. So Harlem is a vulpine beastkin, wearing regal scholarly clothes.
Vulpine meaning fox.
Fox, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Axiom, the last time you saw him, he had this beautiful auburn hair. His hair is a silvery white now, but you can tell it's the same person. His eyes are like a crystalline bluish gold color. He's very pretty if you're into furries. He also has two tails.
One for the
So
bug,
maybe
one for the
kitsune
light.
based,
Yeah,
kind of. Okay. Yeah. So what should I roll for just kind of
that's going to
judging
be
his mannerisms and expressions? For
probably
this
an etiquette plus insight check.
I don't want to use all of my can't be that hards immediately, but I mean I'm liar, so fuck it. So let's do an etiquette.
Okay.
Can't be that hard. God, that's another fucking 1 on the die.
Oh.
So that's 8
It's 8.
total.
Which isn't horrible. Let's see if he can. Oh wow, he didn't roll that high. Yeah, no, you can tell. He's definitely he wants to gauge your reaction to the coffee that he's presented to you. He's looking at
I'm
you.
assuming
with, like,
it's. You know this isn't my regular order.
he looks a little. His like little tail starts wagging, and he says, "Oh, my apologies. You can have
Is it
mine."
cute or just weird?
It's probably cute. I don't know. It depends on your opinion of this individual.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. He slides the two coffees around and then places one hand on the cup of coffee and then just kind of rubs two. They're not Aurora pearls. They're even smaller than that. They're like tiny little, like they're almost like mica
Flecks.
chips. Yeah. And he just kind of rubs them together until they turn into Aurora dust, and you see the coffee heat back up as he slides it to you.
Rich as shit. Okay.
Is he still addicted to drugs?
That wasn't Harlem. That was fucking the other guy. The elf. That was the elf.
No, Harlem had.
Oh,
cocaine.
it was actually. You would remember that he suffered from some kind of an issue where he was afraid to fall asleep.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
he kept doing cocaine about it.
I
I don't
You
need
know what?
sleep. I need
Sometimes that's
answers.
how you solve a problem.
but
Based
you,
on his reaction to the coffee thing, Is his demeanor like flirtatious, or is it just
It's curious.
curious? Okay. So, I'm not exactly sure how to approach this. It seems you
Oh,
saw
actually,
my.
wait. Before you continue, let me play you this. This was the last thing that you said to me. The last, let's say, bout we had, and I just wanted to set the record straight. Is all. And he looks to you, Percy. And he just looks a little like, I would say, impressed. He clicks on some kind of device, and it plays back a recording. The recording being an argument between an individual, you could assume it's the person that you're pretending to be, and himself. They're arguing back and forth about the nature of some highly sophisticated it sounds almost unnecessarily mundane, and the difference that they are talking about seems relatively pointless, but they seem to be having a heated debate about it. Harlem eventually clicks it off and says, I found evidence to support my hypothesis. Have you done any further research? Or not?
I felt the topic was concluded. I showed my evidence with impunity. If you wish to give me anything more of your side, I'd love to hear it.
A very characteristic response. And he smiles, and he reaches into his bag, and he pulls out some device.
Gun. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Liar, from this point forward, this is going to be a series of attacks at each other against each other's morale. If your morale, if your morale drops below a point to where you no longer want to continue, then you'll probably want to break character and admit defeat. And yeah, so this is going to be about back and forth, and to see who wins.
I'm also going to relay just generic, condensed responses back to Axiom, who can't necessarily hear what the conversation is going on right now.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna express telepathically to to Liar, let me know if you need help with this. Hit me up if you want me to jump in here, because I haven't said a word so far.
No, I'm having fun.
All right.
So that last thing that he just said and that evidence that he presented was clearly a goad, and he's doing something called prying. I need you to make me a presence plus fortitude check versus his etiquette plus intimidation.
7 on the die, plus my presence is another 7. It's 14, and I
14.
doubt I have any fortitude. Fortitude? Wait.
It's under physical.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have.
Okay. Yeah. So you rolled high enough. He seems to have been. He seems to accept this and move on, carrying on with the conversation. It would now technically be your turn to rebuttal.
Was his goad fact-based, or was it a goad in the sense that it was something that would... It's like rhetoric, where it's just bullshit that he's spewing, waiting for me to angrily respond to it.
From what you gathered, it sounds like he was trying to get you to admit that you were wrong. What I'll tell you is what would have happened is if you'd have failed, every time you lied from that point forward, you would have lost 1 morale. But you passed, so you don't, yeah. So, yeah, he just presents this bit onto the table. It kind of just looks like a spectacle piece with a series of bits and baubles. The argument seemed to be something about the refraction of light through a specific substance and its effect on Aurora. When refracting light this way through an Aurora stream, that the result should be this instead of this. It seems like a very, mundane argument.
Sure, if you want to bring back up this subject, but in regards to this piece of evidence that you're showing me, you can't conjecture that these two pieces of information are ultimately intertwined. It could be a simple notation of two rising arguments that simply do not have any conjecture with each other, but in happenstance. Just because they rise at the same time doesn't mean that they have anything to do with each other. You have to think about all the variables. And that's what you've always done. You're very narrow-minded. Once you get your mind set on something, you hyperfixate.
Make an etiquette plus intimidation check. I'll let you use presence instead of etiquette if you want to.
Sure. 9 on the die plus presence, so that is 16.
16. Yeah, that's gonna. I don't think he can even roll high enough. Yeah. He's gonna lose some morale for that. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
2.
Okay. He just kind of takes a deep breath and takes a long sip of the coffee, and then
As he's doing that, I'm gonna be like, Axiom, do you have fucking views?
Axiom.
Is he away?
Bobby.
It's a
Bobby.
BRB pizza. Yeah.
He's
getting pizza.
he's getting pizza.
You missed it. Okay.
Perfect timing. As you start to think that in your head, he actually turns his gaze towards you, Percy, and he just looks at you. So, I take it you're, the up-and-comer for your not Council of Scholars, your pretend venture of importance?
Something like that. Yeah, we've been working together, and yeah, basically.
I'm gonna purposefully blush.
Just look.
Where to go?
He knows we're lying. We just gotta lie about what we're lying about.
I'm gonna let him make assumptions. He's basically giving us the lie that he wants us to go with, and so I'm gonna let him do that. But I'm gonna try to not lead him in any specific direction. Also, and this is crucial, Percy is a lesbian, so
He doesn't have to know that.
I know, but if okay, this is my mindset. We're all on this ship for a long time, ideally. That's the plan. I know we're stopping off at different places, but we're all probably in this for the long haul. If he sees me at some point later on with a woman, it would cause unnecessary drama.
Liar, make me a presence plus deception check. Or sorry, presence plus manipulation check. And he's gonna
Doesn't
first
matter.
aware it. Oh yeah, he definitely.
That's a
notices
9.
A 9 total.
Side note, Teresa, up until now, I didn't know Percy was a lesbian, but you saying that, it's just the look, the attitude, everything about Percy screams lesbian. So
That's really validating to hear. Thank you.
He's gonna look at you, clearly notice your reaction, and then look back at Percy and say, "He always flirted too much."
I'm gonna react in
Percy kind of takes a deep breath and is weighing her options, and then she's like, "Look, if you could just keep it between us, it's really not supposed to be public anything at this point."
He is my bodyguard. No, how dare you assume such things?
The assumption was... No, I suppose it doesn't matter. And he...
Well, now I'm curious.
Oh, that he was, sort of... Well, I don't want to be rude. Paying you.
Well, I mean, I'm being
I'm gonna
compensated as
give
his
a
bodyguard and
say.
nothing more.
I'm gonna give a fake tell, but yeah.
Mhm. All right.
We're like 8 layers into the lie here at this point.
Sure.
Yep. There's levels. There's levels.
It's not even the lie that you guys are like actually telling.
That's
either.
the plan.
Like,
He readjusts and kind of like rolls his shoulders a little bit. I would be lying if I was pretending that I brought you here to discuss this or that or the other. There is something to be happening. One of the places that we're going. And I'd intended to share this with a reputable scholar. Unfortunately, all I have is you and your bodyguard, who didn't want me to know that you were here. What's going down is a simple thing. The 7 beast seals, the broken bond pact of, I don't remember the date. There's evidence to suggest that dictation represents a history of the records show that something bad will happen soon. And it will start in the LCL system. I just figured.
It's the LCL system, the one we're headed to.
It is the one you're heading to, yeah.
Are you still, like, randomly relaying information to me?
I have been, yeah, just basics, not like the full sentences, but like,
Yeah.
basic stuff.
The second I hear anything about LCL system, and something bad happening, I'm going to walk in there.
Okay.
Good timing.
At first, he doesn't seem to notice you. And you guys, I'm just going to say, you probably don't know what he's talking about out of character. You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about in character either. You know what he's saying is as much as, you guys are actually, your characters would know. You know you're heading to the All-Seal system, but those words that he was saying, the tracks of dictation...
The 7 B seals,
the 7
all that,
B seals, the broken bond pact is you don't recognize any of those words.
Axiom, if it's not obvious, pretend you don't know us.
You can see him as you approach. He looks past your head, Liar, and then looks up at Axiom, and then is taken aback by you as you walk up. What do you say as you walk up, Axiom?
Walk straight over, and go, "It's been a long time, Harlem."
Friend of yours?
It has, yes, an old, I guess you could say colleague. Are you
Family friend.
Are you well? Is
Family.
I mean, as well as I'm going to be. So I was, eavesdropping, as I'm wont to do. I may know about, 1 or 2 things about this, end of the world, or whatever.
I wouldn't say that. It doesn't suggest anything that catastrophic.
It's him coming back.
Who?
Devario.
Well, this all sounds very interesting. I think I should maybe take my
No.
leave to allow you and your friend to discuss this.
You're gonna stay right here. You seem like you would be, interested in this conversation as well. Both of you, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to just posit that this has been just such a great coffee date. Really fun time for me. Yeah, go on.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect date. Atmosphere, people. It's just the perfect setting. So, Devario is supposedly there.
Here's what I'll pitch. What my records suggest. I was poring over books in the old Arcanum. I found evidence that correlates with a sort of convergence of events that could result in a seal being broken that had been broken in a similar way in the past, causing something to be released. I don't see why it would be Defario.
He's from the stories that you and the rest of the crew have told, he's defied the fates and death more than once, more than any times than anyone can count. It wouldn't be that out of the ordinary for him to have decided to go to a different system this time where he's not wanted and being hunted.
But
That's why Wedren put me on this ship. Yes, he died. But he's died before. And he doesn't stay dead, as we both know.
Well, if that's all it is, then I don't see it being such a bad thing. However, Doctor, he looks back at you, Liar. You should perhaps make your other scholars privy, if you could even call them that. I tried to share this information with the council, but they didn't care too much to hear me out.
Were you being yourself, or were you actually giving concrete evidence this time?
I will not. It doesn't matter. I was presenting facts, and they were disregarding.
Not believing.
I quite agree. The scholars seem to reject anything that deviates from their norm. They wish to not see or not hear.
Well, aside from your personal beliefs about our way of doing things, we have our reasons. And you have yours, I'm sure, whatever they are. You are less restricted than I in your way of obtaining and sharing information. If you
You're talking to me or Axiom?
He's talking to you.
Oh.
If you, and if Redwin wants you on this Axiom, and if your bodyguard wishes to assist, it would be in all of your best nature to, at the very least, see what comes.
Well,
yeah.
we will have to see.
Percy has just, for the last 5 minutes straight, her brain has just been that meme where there's math going on.
Yeah.
It's what the fuck?
I just lore dumped on all of you with literally no context, but that is because you're playing characters who should know. Yeah, no, you're playing characters who should know.
She's very worried that something about the dream that she had has something to do with this conversation. Anything else is just complete. Whoop.
Listen, old friend, I understand your reasonings for wanting me to assist and speak with these scholars, but things are going on with my own life that I can't get into right now. Hence why I've made myself a bit hidden recently. I hope you can respect this, but I think I must do what I've been doing and be unseen, at least for now.
Writing your book that no one will read?
My books will have more impact on this world than you will know.
Not if no one can read them. Illegible. We're done here, I suppose. Axiom, good luck with Redwin's next quest.
Oh no, now that I know that you're on this ship, the second I find out any information, I'm finding you. I'm not letting you skip out on this family reunion.
I won't be skipping out. I'll just be...
I will be. Good day, sir! And I grab Percy by the arm and
I let them go the second they're out. They won't be skipping anything.
I'm gonna view this as a victory because he doesn't know anything more about me than when we walked in. So I think this is a win. Yeah.
I was not expecting it to go this way, so I had to be like, what would Harlem do if he saw a person he was absolutely not expecting to see walk in here. Yeah. Okay.
He was just here for exposition. We just exposition dumped for about 10 minutes.
Yes. So I do want you to know, Liar, he saw through your spell, but you acted like the guy so well, he assumed you just glamored yourself to look younger, because the picture is him when he was, like, 25, but he should be,
I
like,
see.
60 by now.
We did not
Okay.
take this into account. We didn't think about
Yes.
that, not even for a second. But it worked. It was
Just
fine.
Yeah.
doing what Liar does best.
Lying his ass off.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of a prick.
So I'm going to cut away from you guys. I know,
Yeah.
Axiom, you're still there standing in front of Harlem. I'm going to cut away from you guys to Nanagon. Are you there?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. You're following these mercenaries, these interesting individuals. This isn't something you would normally do. It's not something you've done before. This group of people attracts a lot of attention, but they seem to be soaking it up. They seem to be loving it. It almost seems to fuel them. You can almost feel every person who, like, calls the name of their guild and, like, chants it. People who, like, these people are relatively famous adventurers. They're famous, essentially, at the very least on this ship alone. And you're following them to a bar. What are you doing now? Do you follow them the whole way?
Yeah, I think so. He's kind of sticking to the back, you know, essentially kind of hiding in their shadow,
Mhm.
quite literally. But like no one, I figure most people aren't really gonna pay him a lot of mind when he's following behind the fucking whoever these people are. I
Yeah.
don't think he really knows who they are. He just knows that they're big, they're important, they're probably really strong, and he doesn't want to be on their bad side. So the alternative is getting in good
Getting in
while he has
good.
the opportunity.
Having some allies. All right. So, eventually, they move into a bar. She literally looks at her lizard and, like, makes a click click noise and leans down to the lizard's snoot, gives it a little kiss, and then points on the roof. The lizard then climbs up the side of this little building and just nestles in on top of the roof. You actually see, like, bits of the clay tile crumble and fall and shatter against the ground. People kind of dispersing as this like clay brick just hits and shatters. And they walk inside. You can tell these people are wanton chaos. As they go inside of this building, they actually push someone out of the way. The larger human man just shoves a person out of the way who bumped into him by the shoulder, just grabs him by, like, the scruff of his, like, leather armor and shoves him. The guy stumbles back and falls to the ground, just to the side of you. And then the three of them walk inside of the building.
Fine, okay. I'm following in. Sidestep and the dude who got shoved aside, like,
He looks confused and like, well, fuck, dude. And you go inside. The inside of this building is somehow it looks old, even though it was clearly recently built. The wood grain on the floor has this, like, bourbon stain that looks like it's been embedded into the floor over, like, 100 years of muddy boots stomping in, like, dank, stale bourbon into the floorboards. Like, it's very strange to see everything around it so new, and this building seems to be old. As you walk in, they're already at the bar ordering drinks and just having a very loud conversation with one another. In this bar, you see a sort of menagerie of individuals. I wouldn't say anyone stands out in particular, but if you want to try and pick people out of the crowd, you can, or you can just go and join your newfound friends.
yeah, I'm just gonna join my friends of I don't know any of their names yet, but
Nope.
that'll probably come later.
I'll give you a physical description of all of them. One of them is the tall, broad woman. She's wearing what looks like Under Armour. It's kind of like this tight quilted fabric, and it's connected like on the shoulders, and it's in segments connected by chains. Kind of like a really thin, tight gambeson. It looks like armor would be strapped in and like linked to these chains. She's got short red, kind of spiky hair, and she has red smeared like blood, like a deep, dark crimson red paint that's just kind of smeared down her eyes, and her eyes are green. She's pale. And the two other individuals, one is a very kind of dark-skinned human man with a gruff voice and like a scraggly beard who wears this kind of thick, furry leather armor. And he has two axes at either hip. And he's bald with tattoos that are in place of hair on his head. His ears are slightly pointed, but it doesn't look like he's half Aleph or anything like that. He still looks human. And then the other individual with them is a quiet, young Aleph, thin, small, and wears kind of wizardly magus-type clothing. And those are the three people that you're following. They order you a drink.
What is it?
You don't know, because by the time you get to the bar, it's already placed in a seat for you. Someone was sitting there. They moved that person out of the seat. Let's see if that causes a fight.
Well, that's from the sounds of it, that's what they wanted, so...
It is, in fact, what they wanted. It doesn't cause a fight. The person gets angry, but then looks at the people and goes, "You're fucking Clove, aren't you? Oh my god, I'm sorry. If I'd have known it was you, I'd have just given you the spot." And the gruff man just goes, "That's right. Get the fuck out of there. You go and get." The little guy just scrambles away, and the human man just gestures for you to sit.
I do. And I take kind of a sniff of my drink before I try it, because why the fuck not?
Smells like bread soda.
Okay. That's quite the description.
Yeah.
I take a swig then. Might as well. What the fuck? You live once.
Tastes like it smells. Like a carbonated bread-flavored soda.
Interesting.
It
Really
does have a distinct burn as you swallow it, and it goes into your chest. And it's a little stiff. And you're just like, go ahead and make me a, I believe that's a physical plus fortitude check.
It's gonna be a 10.
A 10,
right?
I do believe is good enough. Yeah, you're good. So your morale was restored to full already anyway, but you restore 1 morale, and you gain a +1 to 1 social skill of your choice.
That gives me like a 1 on something, probably.
Something. And the effects of this last for 1 hour. Oh, sorry, you also gain a -1 to all of your mental stats.
Gotcha. Well. Okay. So I think at that point, Nonagon is gonna kind of face the 3 people, and it's gonna be like, "So, I have to admit, I'm a little out of the loop when it comes to this sort of stuff, but from the sound of it, y'all are quite a big deal. I feel like I should know who you are. I sadly don't."
We're, we've got a lot of names. We never named ourselves. Everyone just called us stuff, but most of us call us Clove's Mercs, on account of her being Clove and her being our leader. Some of us call us, Bloody Clove, which I like, but...
Yeah, that one's got a nice ring to it. So, Clove there, leader, your name?
Oh, my name's, Un momento, por favor.
Is that an interesting name? Kind of weird how your voice changed there, too.
Very weird how when you say your name, it's the accent. You see, it's not. No. Let me see if I can quickly pull up their little stats. I'm pretty sure it's Jith, Jith. We'll just go for that. We'll go with that for right now, so I don't have to dig too far.
Fair enough.
It's literally right motherfucking here. Yeah, it is. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It's Andrian. And then
different.
the smaller one pipes up and says, "And I'm Jith, by the way. Nice to meet you. And
Pleasure.
you are?
Yeah. Nonagon.
Well, pleasure, Nonagon. I will let you know, for just my own conscience sake, if you hang out with us for too long, you might end up dying a little. I mean, we're all very good at what we do, but people who follow us tend to not be, and they tend to get dead. However, you could get rich if you just tag alongside us for long enough, and people might start acquainting you with us, and then you'll get famous, which is even better, I think. Anyway, another round for everyone here, please. Yeah, thank you. Bartender grabs another round, and slides them all up in front of you all.
Interesting. I will take that into consideration. You probably don't need to worry too much about my chances of expiration. I can handle myself pretty well.
They all do say that. So what are you good for, then? What are you good at? Sorry.
I mean, I fancy myself a pretty decent shot. And
Marksman. Leans over to Clove and says that to her. Clove just kind of shrugs and slams back her drink, and then takes someone else's drink, gives them an eye, waits for them to do something about it, gets kind of disappointed that they don't, and slams back the drink.
And you know, I'm also good at just not really being seen. So that's
Is it?
you know,
Is it Aurora?
if I'm ever following.
You got
No, it's
shadow
just,
magic. Oh,
No, it's just kind of all natural, sort of sleight of hand tricks, just kind of misdirection, that sort of stuff. Kind of simple if you actually learn it, but
you're a mentalist then. You know, I knew a mentalist. He cheated me out of a lot of money, and Andrian cut off one of his hands. Not saying we're going to do that to you. Not saying that. Andrian gruffs. I mean, unless you give me a fucking reason to.
not really in the business of giving people who could cut off my hand reasons to do so. So
Smart.
probably won't be a problem.
Smart of you then. You gonna finish that? He points to your drink.
You know, I was, not very... Yeah, you go ahead.
I bought it for you. Oh, you gotta do it. Do one with me. Another round for me. Yeah, thank you. Grabs his. Come on, cheers. Cheers to us then. And he gestures for you to take a drink. Are you gonna let them peer pressure you?
Ooh,
The DARE program storms in. Don't let this be you.
I recently
Aaron
listened
just
to...
the lion just shows up
I listened to a podcast that did an episode on them, and wow, God, they really just like hurt more than they helped.
Oh,
Yeah,
didn't
they
so
they?
much
real
more.
bad.
A
I didn't
couple
know
of
anything about drugs until they showed up.
same.
Yeah.
I had a drug dealer friend who wore the Dare shirt ironically, which is just hilarious.
That's good.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I have a Dare
Uh,
shirt and I only wear it ironically.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What the fuck? I'll take another swig.
And they all cheer loudly as they slam it back. Make me another physical plus fortitude check.
Blah. That's only gonna be a 6.
Ah, that's so good.
No, Nagan getting wasted.
Wasted. So that's going to be another morale restored to you if you had it. Another +1 to a social skill of your choice. It doesn't have to be the same one as last one. It can be a different one.
Mm-hmm.
And a -1, an additional -1 to all mental checks.
Heard. Guys, I promise that like not all of my characters are just like really into drinking. Like
I remember Momo was just basically drunk for most of the game.
Yeah, and it was just because like he was not good in social situations, and it was kind of an easy way to loosen up. This is just because Nonagon is trying to get these people to like him. So
Trying to make friends, yeah.
Yeah.
We've all
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of peer pressure to make friends.
well,
Exactly.
not necessarily friends, more so just people who are strong who don't hate him, who might be willing to help him out if shit goes down.
That's how Dylan and I met. Actually, he gave me a bracelet that
enough.
said "fuck cancer," and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah. So, you progress this interaction with them for quite some time. Do you continue to drink throughout the night or nah?
I think after the first one, he kind of turns down any subsequent ones and is
Okay.
like kind of just saying like I can't really shoot very well if my vision's blurring out, and like coming up with feasible explanations
Yeah.
that don't make them think he's a pussy.
They like will eventually come to accept this and take their group of people who they've gathered, which is now more than just the one, as they've gotten progressively more drunk, and bring them back to the arena to watch a fight. Do you follow them back to the arena, or do you go somewhere else?
I think at this point, if it's looking like he's kind of secured somewhat of an in with these people, does he get that feeling?
Yeah,
That, like this.
yeah.
Okay.
You have a personal +1 with clothes mercs or bloody clothes,
Okay.
whatever you want to call them.
Cool. I think actually at that point they're probably gonna dip and be like with the excuse of, well, I'm actually gonna go see if I can't find that bard of yours and send him your way.
Oh, that would be
but-
good. Tell him we're going to be at the tall spiral building and we'll be cheering for the one that's losing.
All right. I appreciate an underdog myself, but I will do so.
And
And
she's immediately swept away by other people and is now just making her way that way.
so now I'm once again just kind of like aimlessly gonna try and see if I can locate Liar and Percy.
All right.
Mostly looking for Liar, because
Yeah.
It's weird that that's a running trend.
Liar, you need to stop making yourself so involved. Yeah, that's a good word for it.
And we're gonna
Just
flip.
got my fingers in
Everything.
everyone's drink.
We'll flip back to Axiom. You're still standing in front of Harlem. What do you say?
Nothing. If he is being Harlem and adamant about not being in this situation, I'm going to let him go.
Okay. As he starts to walk away, he stops before he gets out the door, and he turns back and he looks at you. If you do find him, if you find Devario, he won't care, but tell him I'm sorry. That I wish it didn't have to end that way. And that I guess maybe it doesn't.
I think it'll mean a lot more to him than you can imagine.
He walks away. You don't know the context, but he walks away.
Yeah, that was I said it and I realized I was like, that's a little bit out of character.
No. It's okay. It's okay. You just find yourself standing here in this cafe. Are you going to follow the rest of your party?
Yeah, I after Harlem is well and gone, I just kind of think in my head. So where did can you guys still hear me? Where'd you go?
I'm on the roof.
Yeah, you both can in fact hear.
On the fucking roof.
There's no necessary.
I'm just like right outside, but
There's no actual roof. It's a tiered setting, but there are awnings that you could be on top of.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just on top of the cafe's awning, waiting for him to come out.
How did you get up there?
I have wings.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you flew, or did you use your new grappling hook
You know,
arm?
yeah, I'll Spider-Man up there. Fuck yeah.
Percy, as you two walk out there and have like whatever conversation you have as you step out there, he just looks up and he just fucking like Spider-Man just yoinks himself up there.
I feel like I got like 2 words out. I was like, well, that went actually, and then he just whoop. I'm like, hey!
Can I pull Percy up with me?
Yes.
That's a good fucking question. I'm a few inches taller than you. Can you?
You can, unless Percy tries to resist.
I don't. I might resist. I don't know that
Oh,
she
come
loves
on,
getting
don't be a
like
baby.
flown into the air out of nowhere.
We're just going
I'm
on the
just
awning. We gotta wait for Axiom.
So
I was
imagine.
gonna wait for him on the street like a normal fucking
I'm not gonna
person.
press. If she wants to be on the ground like a peasant, that's on her. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
on the
I
awning.
might. I'm establishing now she has a mild but not intense fear of heights. Just so you don't do that to me again.
You see this vine stretch out and reach for you. Are you gonna dodge out of the way of it, or are you gonna like?
Fucking yeah, I think so.
You just juke, and he doesn't press the issue and retracts this vine from out of his fucking wrist.
Yeah, I'm good actually. I mean, go do whatever the fuck you want, but don't make me a part of your weird Vine shit. And also, while we're on
Hey,
the
a lot
topic,
of girls like it, okay?
don't make me a weird
Sorry.
part of your fucking teacher-student fetish or whatever it was in there. I am not interested.
I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea what was going on.
Are you
I
yelling
think-
out
yeah,
loud
I gathered a
up-
little
up
bit.
to him? Okay, it's all in that. Because
I
it'd be
think the
very
fact-
I
funny.
don't want to like cause a commotion outside as I turn form back into me as I go up on the roof.
Okay. So sorry. What were you
Oh,
saying, Teddy?
Motion.
Yeah, now that like it's been established that Percy is a lesbian, I think Liar's like continued flirtations are a million times funnier.
Oh, yeah.
Because like
It's just-
like we've known from the start it's never going anywhere, but now it's really never
It's
going anywhere.
Never.
Really going nowhere, yeah.
You've got better chances with that weird, creepy dude who asked you to take a flute in the woods.
Yeah,
Okay, I will say though that's not a surprise though. He was putting out signals the whole time.
Oh yeah.
asking me to grab
I didn't want
his
to pick him
flute.
up.
I don't know what that was about.
Oh man. Eventually, you guys see Axiom walk out.
I do the head thing. Hey, I'm up here.
I see that.
Okay.
Hello.
yeah.
So you gonna explain what all that was?
So Harlem is,
Here,
as
let's
I
walk and talk.
mentioned. Yeah. I agree. Harlem is an old family friend. The reason I'm on this ship is, well, we're finding an old member of the crew, to put it one way or another. He was long gone before I was built. But
Is that Navario?
his name is or was Devario. He died a long time ago. It was a pretty sudden death. You'd piss off enough gods and fates, eventually they just kind of make you disappear. Unfortunately, some people are too stubborn to actually stay gone. And I believe the event that Harlem was talking about is the return of the return of Devario. I tend to agree with Harlem when he mentioned that it won't be that bad of it won't be that bad if it is him returning, mostly because in an entirely different solar system he can't cause the destruction that we were told he caused on Illyria.
So this person, Devario, is he some sort of god or like monster? Like, how would he have the power to do something that cataclysmic?
Well, if you ask him, he's a god in his own right, and I guess if you amass enough followers and enough people that believe in you, then that would by definition make you a god. So I guess the faith, trust, and pixie dust are how he has enough pull to come back from nothing.
Interesting. So if we're to encounter this Devario fellow, are we on good terms with him, or is that like bad?
Well, as far as I know, he didn't leave the crew under any poor under poor circumstances. He still has much respect for my mother, at least the way she tells it. As long as you're with me, we should be fine. But his goals and his plans, if he does return, I can't say one way or another what he wants to do. Though if I were him, I wouldn't want to return to Illyria. I think he might be content staying wherever we find him. That being said, we still do need to discover, at least I do, I will request your assistance, but I am in no way, shape, or form requiring or demanding either of you to help me with this quest. It is very personal errand that I have to run.
You've helped us out this far. I don't see why we wouldn't help you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, at this point I've walked into more than I've asked for roughly 10 times while I've been on the ship in the matter of about 2 days, so can't hurt to do it a little bit more, I guess.
I'm gonna put my arms around both of their shoulders. By the way, I'm completely broken. So we need to borrow some money.
I'm sorry, you're what?
I've sent to my name. I'm very poor.
That's fine. I have loads of money to burn, and well, as my old lizard friend would have it, no concept of money, because I'm a rich, spoiled brat, or whatever he used to say.
Interesting.
I
heard there's some kind of tower tournament thingy where we can earn some money. Anyone know anything about that?
Yeah.
I haven't heard a word of it, but I'd be interested.
Yeah, it's at the old Colosseum kind of area, and you can, but you got to move up in the ranks before you actually start earning anything, and I got my ass kicked. I think you can bet, but I believe only on the upper levels, unless I'm wrong.
I'll let you relay what you actually remember, because I feel like at this point it would be what Percy would remember.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I think you have to get into the upper levels or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the arrangement was. All I know is I don't know. Like I said, I got my ass kicked first time around, and at this point, to be honest with you, all I want is a fucking drink. So
to the bar, then.
Yeah.
To the bar, indeed. As we walk and talk towards the bar, I will mention that I will front you the gem shards in order to place bets while I work my way up through, and we can just keep winning money on both ends.
Oh, that's a great idea. I was gonna suggest me going and you bet everything against me, and I just get my ass beat. But I like your idea.
Yeah, no, I think that's a better idea.
I agree, and I would hate to see your loot smashed.
I don't have a. Oh.
You hear?
I-
You hear? You don't have a what? Oh, you don't touch me for 3 days, and suddenly I do not exist to you, huh? Huh? You get a cool new toy, you get a little vine creature. Oh, I get okay inside your head. Well, I can speak in complete fucking sentences. So, whatever.
Listen, I thought you guys would be friends. Isn't that right?
You think it thinks in your head: disdain, disgust, demon, monster, abomination.
See, he loves you. You're friends already.
No wonder that you run into such insane situations at all times, because the amount of like telepathic and inhuman presences in your head have just basically driven you to no thoughts, just vibes.
Yeah.
Just vibes.
Thank God I don't have ADHD, because there's only
Shut up,
like
Haru.
music that's like,
Haru.
Are you 100% sure you don't?
I like salmon, Haru. Shut up, Haru.
You killed the Haru that can't read.
Have you guys seen 50% off?
No.
Are
Have
you
you-
aware of the anime Free?
Oh,
I am.
okay.
the swimming one.
Yeah,
So
I was
there's
like, why was that sentence so familiar?
50%
I think I
off
watched
is
it like
free
maybe in middle
abridged.
school.
Yep. It's
It's,
Oh,
it's
Lord.
free abridged. It is really the only true way to actually consume
Watch
the anime
free.
free.
Okay,
It's
that's good because I won't watch
fantastic.
it otherwise.
it's
Mm.
I recommend you guys give it a little watch.
I respect that boundary. I
What-
think I
what-
watched like the first season and then never watched it again.
Well, you know, hear me out. Hear me out. The water animations are really crisp.
Nah, dude, there's
You know what?
CGI and trash.
That's fair.
Yeah. However, I will say, other gay sport anime that I think is actually good is
Infinity.
no, Skate the Infinity is
Yuri on
fantastic.
Ice.
Yuri on Ice. Yes, it is
Yeah, I
actually
knew it was
great.
coming.
It's fantastic.
That one is good.
That one is
in
good.
middle school, I watched one season of Free,
And you
and then
switched
I
real quick.
watched Kuroko no Basket, and I never looked back.
Understandable.
It's ridiculous, but God, do I love it.
That's fair. Understandable. Those
That's
are also like
actually, Trinity is not here tonight, but that is actually 90% of how our friendship really developed in middle school.
Oh, was anime.
Oh.
Was that one specifically?
specifically
Kuroko no Basket,
Kuroko no Basket.
yeah. Literally, yes.
Roku no Basket.
Yeah,
Such
we
a good
bonded
show,
over it
though.
so much.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys go to a bar. I'm going to, for the sake of keeping the party together, say,
We've been running in circles around each other.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Nonagon, you happen to see them as you walk into this district. Some preternatural sense makes you look up at one of the balconies, and you just see the winged, horned individual turn and walk in to a bar with some kind of Aurora lit script on the wall.
Okay, I'm following them in.
It is really eerie to see Brandon walking around in the background with horns. It's like fucking what's that movie with the damn demon that's just lurking always in the back. You could barely see it, but it's got really long horns and it's just lurking back there. I don't know. That's the vibe I got. Anyway.
Insidious?
No, it's not Insidious, but it's Insidious adjacent. Oh, Annabelle Creation.
I haven't seen that one.
Like,
Okay.
Dylan, you've just described like 20 different movies.
You're
and
right.
You should narrow it down, buddy.
Annabelle Creation was actually pretty good, but anyway, not to get off topic anymore. Yes.
We at the bar now?
Yeah, you guys are at the bar, and Nonagon, you witness them walking into it.
And I'm following them in.
Nice. So you all get there first, sit down, and none of you have any money. So how are you?
I
getting-
thought
Yeah,
Axiom had money.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have money. What are you talking about?
Okay. Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
have,
you were
Yeah,
paid.
a spoiled
One
rich
drink
kid.
money.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got enough money to like. Enjoy
Yeah,
yourself.
mom sent me with enough money begrudgingly to survive this trip.
Yeah. All right. All right. So. Doodle-a-doodle-a-doo. Yeah. Okay. So, you guys sit down at the
Oh,
bar.
hold on. This is kind of an important question. What are the specifically liar and Jesus Christ, I'm really high and blanking on your
Percy?
name. Percy, thank you.
Percy.
Jesus Christ, thank you. What factions are you two aligned with?
I believe that I'm aligned with. I know I'm not aligned with like the authority. With the
And-
government.
and
I'm
the
trying to remember the
faction-
name of the
Specifically, are
specific
either
faction.
of you aligned with a pirate faction?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Unless you
cool.
count close mercenaries, in which case, yes.
Nope. Nope. Specifically, there are two specific pirate factions. And if you're not aligned with either of them, it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. But yeah, so I have money. I just tell everyone, or I just tell the bartender to put all three of our drinks on my tabs.
Okay. And they will begin to do so. You just have to give them your little card thing, and they actually take it, and they slide it into a slot with a bunch of other ones, and they just ring drinks. They write things down on this piece of paper, and they stick it to the side of your little tab thing as you order drinks. And you guys drink, and drink, and drink. So a round for everyone's going to be... It's going to be 16 gem shards.
Okay.
I will say I'm not trying to like get super wasted. I'm just trying to kind of take the edge off. It's been a stressful couple of days. I'm also keeping my eye out for any short, mean-looking women.
Okay, short, mean-looking women. I think I might have a short, mean-looking woman for you. But 1 second. Okay.
Well, you're coming up with that person. So, guys, consider yourselves adventurers, yeah?
Nonagon, you're
Yeah,
here,
something.
by the way. It is important for you to note that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
You-
wasn't sure if I.
Percy, Axie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I may so happen to have a quest for us to do. Maybe.
What kind of a quest?
Go on.
Well, I am part of a guild group thingy, and apparently the leader had lost their, I think it was a halberd or something, and they're offering quite a bit of reward if we find it. So that could be something to earn some money besides doing the space bitch bar.
Okay, I'm here for it. Do we have any leads, or
Leads?
just
No, none at all.
there's just a halberd somewhere on this ship? If we find it and give it to them, we make money.
Is
We get-
this for
we
that
get
one
2,000
lady with the
gems.
lizard?
Yeah, you know her?
No, but she seems a little sketchy. I don't know if, the crowd she
She's
runs with is
fine.
the best for our well-being
Yeah.
on account of the
Oh, it's
poisonous
a claymore,
lizard.
not a halberd. Claymore.
On that, like, upon you saying that, Percy, Nonagon is gonna, like, just kind of pop up behind y'all and be like, hi, I was actually just talking to, Clove, the, woman with the flame lizard. She seems like kind of fun. Hi, by the way.
Do I
She
know
has
you?
Oh, hi. Actually, it's really nice to see you. Thanks a lot for the pleasant greeting that we got last night. Were you expecting that to happen?
What pleasant greeting are you talking about?
Oh, just, the rock fellas that showed up at the door and tried to kill us. Pretty
They tried
ineffectively, I'd
to-
say, but...
Ooh, they tried to kill you? I kind of just thought they'd, like,
Uh.
see y'all and assume that surely y'all could, like, I mean, I thought they'd see him and think, there's no way in hell that guy stole anything from us. And just
No, they
kinda-
made some pretty quick assumptions. So you did know, huh?
And started, yeah, like they started swinging right out the gate. There was no
Yeah.
talking or
None
insults
at all.
thrown at all, regardless of what they say.
Again, rather ineffectively swinging, I should say. Took about 2 minutes before they ran away, but
Wait,
yeah,
are you saying
it was.
this guy had something to do with it? I thought those guys were just homeless.
In character, also laughing, because that's great.
Yeah, I think I'd probably laugh about it too. I'd be like, look, no hard feelings. We've all done some sketchy shit, I think, just to get here, but in the future, I'd like at least a warning.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to actually try and start shit with y'all. Honestly, I kind of thought even if they were pissed, that they'd either not think like Lyra over here would have been the one to do it, or they'd see you and think not really the kind of person to fuck with. But I guess I was wrong. So,
Well,
Oh, the opposite. She
sorry.
was the first person that he tried to fuck with.
yeah, that's true. They're pretty
They're
on
not-
site, basically, as soon as I
They're not very
indicated I was going in
smart,
there.
huh?
No, it didn't seem like it, and again, not very strong either.
Wow. Your
Just
friend
gonna
Chloe was
really
looking
stress
for you.
that I won one fight.
Yeah.
I beat him.
Chloe was looking for me, you say?
Yeah, she actually kind of thought you might have been dead. I let her know you
It's
weren't.
heartwarming
But
to know that she's worried about me.
yeah, she kind of. Well, it was kind of more like she was like, I didn't want to have to bother with replacing him because apparently they've had a lot of problems with keeping their Bards alive.
They did mention that.
Yeah,
But I'm
well,
still here. Mostly. I
Technically.
did lose a pinky, but
and you don't seem as fucked up as you were last night, at least.
oh, it was a party, wasn't it?
Which actually I was hoping to speak with you a little bit about that mutual acquaintance of ours, the one who I think offered you a flute maybe?
Ah, Lynn, the sketchy guy. What about it?
Yeah. Well, he also approached me and said some weird shit, and I was wondering if he said the kind of same deal to you.
Something about fate and gods. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
You
did have
know,
a weird
you have-
dream recently, but I think that may have been the drugs.
What was it about?
I was I think I was in space. I could swim in space, so that was fun.
Okay, well, yeah, we are in
And
space
then
right
when
now.
I was swimming in space, I was doing an excellent job doing such, by the way. There was a golden cord, which I thought was Ringo, but it wasn't Ringo. And then when I looked down the cord into like different pretty pictures, I saw a very boring, well, exciting life for most people, but boring for me. And then I saw an explosion, and then when I lifted my head, my horn accidentally cut the cord thingy, and then I woke up.
What?
Huh? That
Do I have to explain it
Did-
again?
No,
There was
did
pictures,
we all
explosion,
have-
horn,
did-
gold thing.
I'm just gonna kind of glance around. I think we all had the same dream, and I think I need another drink.
What the fuck?
You were all me?
Okay.
Likewise.
Look,
I-
y'all seem like a nice group. I don't want any weird dream sharing with, like, I don't know y'all very well. What is.
I don't think it was a thing connecting us. I think it was the opposite and freeing us from our bonds. At this point, we're free to choose who we allow in our lives, so you are free to leave at any point.
Yeah, I've kind of always thought that, basically from the get-go. I can kind of choose who I like to be around. But
Well,
I'm
You
more
guys
concerned
remind me of
about
the scholars talking
Yeah,
about
I'm more concerned
freedom
about the-
and fate and stuff.
Speaking of the scholars, I'm more concerned about the imminent explosion and what that might have to do with our conversation with your colleague this morning.
It was a dream.
A dream that
Yeah,
we all
but
had, which seems to lend itself to some
I
credibility.
think it's far weirder that you were all me.
No, that's not what happened.
Yes, that's very weird. We were all dreaming of being you. You were
I
the
mean,
one
it's
we
understandable. It's
intend
just
to be.
strange. Yeah.
Not
I
the
don't
case.
think the explosion was a physical one. From the people I grew up around,
symbolic.
I think
Well,
it was
it
more symbolic.
It looked pretty
it
damn
seems
physical to me.
this is out of character. Dylan, you said that it looked like the ship exploded, and that was where all of our lives came to an end, right?
So
No.
the description was a ship exploding and raining fire down on a planet, and then the shrapnel and fire that falls from this ship decimates a population.
Okay. So in character, I'm gonna be like, well, I don't know. The end result of that kind of seemed pretty damning. That there would be some sort of close by, like timeline wise, end to our lives.
Yeah, something like that.
Something. I don't really know much about it. That would be more of an issue for literally anyone else. But I do remember people on the ship talking constantly about the fates and how fate is real and how fate guides everything in all of our lives unless you choose to make the severance and cut yourself off from the fates. That's what this Devario did. This is what Captain Redwind, the one who I refer to as my mother, her, my creator Chad. I don't. He might be a fate himself, for as far as I know, but these are all things that are meant to happen and going to happen. But the fact that we all, as far as I know, chose to sever our connection from a predetermined destiny means that really anything can happen. That explosion of the ship could be a possibility, but at this point I doubt it would actually be.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's a fate I'd rather like to avoid. I didn't go through life looking to die an early death. Especially not one like that. So
That's true. Well, on the up hand, if it is a premonition, we all have enough warning that we can try to figure out what's going on and see if there's any way we can prevent that. I am technically part of the maintenance crew on this ship. I could poke around and see if there's anything, well, that looks bomb-like.
Wait, you are? What work have you actually done so far?
Oh, absolutely nothing. I'm on reserve. I'm the fourth person they call in case everybody else has died.
Yeah, he works at my bar.
I do
Well-
work at the bar. I just needed a cover to get on the ship. How
well,
do you think I'm legitimately on this ship?
Wait, are any of
Any
you
of us-
legitimately on this ship?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I guess it wouldn't really work if I tried to lie at this point.
You
I
can
just
lie
don't
all you want.
understand why I have the only legitimacy on this ship.
I don't
have my
exactly.
And
I don't
I'm
exactly
happy
have
for
any
you.
other way of.
Are you supposed to be
Yes,
here?
I am.
And I'm
I
happy
mean, Clove
for
certainly
you.
seemed to think so.
And you all are supposed to be. I should report you to the authority.
You can report me all you want. My passport is legitimate. Whether or not I can actually be a mechanic, nobody needs to
Actually,
know
I
the
was
answer
joking.
to
I don't give a
that.
I mean, hey, technically my passport is also legitimate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I get the feeling if you showed up in front of an authority, you'd ring up on one of their lists of some kind, so I'm not feeling very threatened.
That's fair. Well, it looks like now that the cat's out of the bag, per se, Harlem, I think we're all in this together.
I don't think he's a cat exactly, but yeah, something like that.
Why do you have a
Who?
cat in a bag?
No, it's about the guy that you had a long argument
You have
with earlier.
Devario in a bag?
No, oh my god.
what the fuck are y'all talking about?
I don't know.
Alright. I need another drink. Who's it?
Round 2.
Round 2. Another 16 gem shards. All of you make me physical plus fortitude checks. Anyone who's
Nonagon is not. Yeah, Nonagon is withholding.
okay. Nonagon, you're
Fair
still under the effects of the
Yeah.
first one. I'll say that the first drink wore off and the second one will wear off soon, but you're still under effect of the second drink.
That's
so you can...
a critical failure there, DM.
Sick, nasty. That's gonna be. You still gain all the benefits. You just get the side effects too. -1 to all mental stats is the side effects. Benefits being restore 1 morale, +1 to a social skill of your choice, and that's it. All of you get that. But did any of you roll lower than a 12 on your physical
Yes.
plus?
Oh,
fortitude?
yeah. Rolled a 9.
yeah.
Okay. All of you get the -1 to all mental skills as well.
Brilliant. I love it. Wait, -1? Yeah, -1 to all mental.
Yeah, and then +1 to one social skill of your choice. And you can
Brilliant.
just keep doing this until your mental is so destroyed that you would arguably be too intoxicated to continue doing this.
Oh, you mean my birthday 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I have really low mental to start with. I have 1 mental, just in general. So I don't think I could drink anymore.
I mean,
Well,
you
thanks
can.
for the drink, Axie.
What
It's
was
maybe
that?
not a good
gonna-
idea.
Go talk to the boss lady. Apparently, she wants to see me. So, toodaloo.
Do you
Oh.
want me to come with, or can I stay here?
I just shrug as I walk away.
All right, then I'm staying. Good luck.
Well, you
Hold
were
that.
all discussing going there anyway to start betting, so you might want to be able to work your way up to the next level so you can start betting.
It's true. I mentioned that in character and start following him. I think
that's
we
fair.
should head that way. I need to sign up to be a jouster. Also, wait a minute. Alright, run
Why?
after him. Gotta give
Why?
you money. I have to give you
Oh.
money to bet with.
I
2
didn't know I
birds
was
with
betting.
1 stone.
Wait, who am I betting for?
Whoever you think is going to win, I trust your judgment.
Oh, that is the worst sentence you've just said.
Yeah, I would.
How much money do you give Liar?
Spend all my quartz. I give you 2. So pearls, shards, and jewels are all iris, right?
They are iris, and they have different
Right.
values that are
I
worth
give
money.
you 2 jewels.
Oh God, that's actually. Are they radiant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus
So
Christ.
Or one's radiant, one's not.
okay.
Because one was one
Oh.
fucking
Gotcha.
what's his
Expanded one.
name? Zab
Okay.
Z-
So-
Zarvok gave me, and the other one I just found.
You found. Okay. So that's going to be 150 gems worth of jewels. Just letting you know, because a radiant
Gotcha.
iris jewel is worth 100, and a drain one is worth 50. But if you just keep them in jewel form, then just let me know that that's what you're using to spend. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Did I
Yeah,
see
I
any
just
cute
pull out
girls
an
before we left?
obscene amount of money, and I'm like, yeah, I trust you to not burn this away frivolously.
Liar takes some money and walks a bit faster towards the arena.
Yep.
And the other two, are you two following?
Well, I was gonna ask, did I see any cute girls before we left?
Yes. You did see a girl storm in and start shouting at the chef. Like she just stormed directly into the kitchen from the outside, just boom, 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 just charging in there and just bust the door down and start shouting at people back there.
She yelling about?
You hear her with a very thick Dustshot accent, which kind of sounds like a cool tropic breeze before a devastating storm. That's the description of their accent. And she's back there just kind of shouting. She's saying that they stole her recipe.
Oh man. I look to Lyra and I say, "Look, I'll catch up with you in a bit." And I'd like to approach the woman with my slightly drunk confidence. And I say, "Oh, what'd they do to you?"
She looks up at you. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they, um, they stole my recipe. It's not one that they're supposed to have, and they took it.
They what?
Yes, they...
Have they been serving people with it?
Well, yes, and I was trying to serve it at my establishment, and they were serving it as well, and now... And she just kind of gestures wildly, and the chef back there's like, I didn't do shit! I made this myself, invented it. And then she just looks back and says, horse shit! And they start yelling at each other again.
Yeah, I'm gonna back her up. I'm gonna be like, yeah, that is bullshit. You can't just make it up if the person freaking down the road is making the same thing. That's plagiarism, I tell ya.
And she looks back at you and points and says, right, yeah. I bet I could probably, I bet I could sue you. And the guy's like, we'll go get a fucking lawyer then. And they then begin yelling at each other again until eventually she storms out. Not before walking deeper into the kitchen, grabbing one of the plates off of the hot rack, and throwing it on the ground to a loud shatter, and then storming out. The other chefs in the kitchen just kind of backed away and just let that happen. But the like head chef is just like fuming and chases her out, yelling.
I want to follow to make sure she's not being chased by like an angry man who might get violent with her.
Yeah. You follow further, but he doesn't leave the building. She does. She's storming all the way back to her building. Notices you following and looks back up at you and says, well, thank you for helping me.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if you need somebody who's got connections, I know a couple people, and maybe we could hook you up with some representation or something else.
Lawyer liar. Let's
been,
do it.
well, actually, well, yes, if you could do that, yeah, bring them back here, and we'll fuck them up. They'll stop doing it, right? If you scare them enough with legal things, because I yell at them all the time, threaten them. With...
Yeah, legal things, or other stuff can scare them if we need to.
She like recoils a little.
Getting the idea that half of this campaign is going to be us dressing up Liar in different outfits and just telling people he's whoever we need at that moment.
It's basically an episode of That's So Raven at this point. Yeah, I ask her, what would be the equivalent of like, can I have your cell phone number, or like the 90s equivalent of can I have your email?
So there is a way of doing that. It's just really, really posh. It is, can I call on your ring? Literally means you give them a ring to which it's like a physical ring to which they put in a bowl outside of their house. If the bowl is there, it means you can come in without knocking. And that's the trade-off. If your ring is in their bowl is what I mean. It means you can go inside without knocking.
Man, that's really posh, though. I don't know. I don't know if that would be in Percy's wheelhouse. She probably just asked her where she works and said...
There is a dumbed-down version of it to which you just hand the ring to the person without saying words, but it's still, like... It is also a cultural thing that may not translate. But anyway, yeah, you could just ask where she works.
Sure, yeah, I don't want to be too forward. I'll say, where's your shop at? I'll visit you sometime this week, and we'll talk.
Right. So it is up the this way, up the lifty thing, and you get up to the top, and you just go inside. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you get your recipe back.
She does give you a name of the restaurant, which I have here somewhere. I think it's something like the sunk something. Fallen Fury.
Fallen Fury. That's a really good name.
I believe that.
I'll say that. I'll be like, ooh, that's a really good name. And what was your name?
Vivian.
Right, Vivian. Cute name for a cute girl. I'll see you around.
She blushes and then like, as you walk away. And I think we're going to go ahead and end it here, unless any of you... Actually, we'll give Cass one more... not Cass, sorry. We'll give Nonagon one more moment to do anything. What would you like to do, Cass, before... Jesus fucking Christ. Cass isn't here.
Wait.
What would you like to do, Nonagon, before we call it, if there is any?
Well, I do think Nonagon's just gonna follow Axiom and Liar to the arena, because at this point, I'm gonna try and keep Nonagon with the party from now on most of the time. So
that is fine. All right, cool. So we'll have you guys go that way. Percy following a little ways behind, and we'll just have Cass be stationed there for work, and just happen to already be there. So all of you will reconvene in the same spot. Before we end, though, I would like to tell you all that this was a really, I think this was a good show, old boy, and I think you all deserve experience point. So, 1 point.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Dad.
have to figure out how to level up again.
Yeah. You just have to figure out where you want to put that there experience point.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, there's that. There is also the old question of, is there anything else that you would like to see in Fateless? Something maybe that you haven't seen yet that you think would be an interesting addition, or something along those lines, a type of weapon, maybe a spell that you'd like to have incorporated into the game, or a piece of equipment. You don't have to tell me right now, but if you have these ideas, please shoot them into the suggestions tab on Discord.
There definitely might already be something for this, and I could just review the PDF a little bit more, but is there anything for throwing knives or throwing darts?
There are. It is a light thrown weapon, and it'll be under equipment. I have it. I literally already have that page up right now, so I can just tell you really quick what that does. Small thrown, physical plus range weapon. It does 1d4 plus range weapon skill, and the range at which you can throw is 20 feet plus your range skill. Or sorry, 20 feet times your range skill.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So let you know for the future session, I think Liar plans to do an arena fight.
You're gonna fight? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
It
We'll
does
see how it
sound
goes.
like everybody is about to do the tournament arc, so we will probably spend the next session doing the tournament arc.
On that note, Nonagon's weapon is a gun.
So are mine.
Fucking.
Yeah, Axiom's got 2 guns too.
Set
So
it to
Liar
stun?
has a sword he hasn't touched.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sword? Why do you have a sword?
I don't know. I had to get a weapon.
The
Fair enough.
caveat. So you guys can use whatever weapons you want to when you get up to the actual arena stages in the training grounds, which Percy knows a little bit about already because she already experienced it. You know what? We'll just do it in character. I think it makes more sense to do it that way.
Yeah, do it that way. Also, so Dylan, so you're aware and don't think I'm just making things up. I am out of money now. I have 1 pearl and 1
Why'd you give
other.
150 gems to the Liar?
Because Axiom is a spoiled rich kid who's never wanted or had money. So Axiom has no concept of what anything means. It's just, you can get things with this. This is valuable.
It's literally the meme where Lucille Bluth is like, how much can a banana cost? $10?
Yeah, exactly that. So just, Axiom's just here, casually have $150.
Holy shit.
This isn't that much, right? That's enough to bet.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, so I have 1 pearl and 1 other. I don't know what other means.
So here, before we get started, just so I can session prep a little bit easier for next time, how do you guys want to do the tournament arc? Do you guys want to skip the training introduction arc, or do you want to actually roleplay that out? Because it will take a little while, But
What do you mean the training introduction?
so essentially, the way it's going to work is you have to win a few rounds before you can even actually fight in the tournament. So you basically have to prove yourself before you can fight in the tournament. If you want to, I can make that a series of arbitrary rolls to see which of you get approved to actually fight and who has to stay on the sidelines and bet.
I
Yeah,
will go ahead and say I actually think Nonagon would want to just stay on the sidelines and bet regardless. I don't think he wants to be that far in the public
I don't see
eye.
Liar making it that far, so
I don't know. I
Okay.
like the idea of just either skipping it or just doing like a couple of
Yeah.
random rolls that you decide, like arbitrary rolls that you
Okay.
decide, and just kind of if we pass, cool. If not, whatever.
All right, then I will just describe it.
Because there's also the
happening.
chance that because there's also the chance that like we all just roll poorly and none of us get through, which would be funny.
Which would be pretty
Yeah.
funny. So
Also that.
I will give you guys a Hunter x Hunter style beginning of the tower training fighting montage before you get to the actual part. So you guys have equated the tower arc to Hunter x Hunter's tower arc, so I'm going to make it as much like that as I can.
Honestly,
Um,
that's kind of ideal.
I
Yeah.
need to go rewatch that now.
I've been watching
Yeah, I
it.
didn't ask for Hunter x Hunter roleplay, but I'm really glad that I have it.
Yeah.
No one ever asks for it, but we're all glad when we receive it.
I actually just got past the Greed Island arc, which was really good.
Nice.
Oh, so that means that you're about to enter the Chimera Ant arc, huh?
I
fun with
am.
that.
I
Really great
actually.
one. I love that
Most
arc.
fucked up one.
I'm
I love that arc
almost.
so much.
I'm like in the middle of that one actually. I think. Yeah. The
It's a really long arc.
It is.
much
It's
longer than the
incredible. It's
others.
wonderful. I love it so much.
The
Sometimes
ants-
I wish it was longer.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
No, I genuinely, that is my favorite arc in the show. I
Okay.
think it's incredibly well written. I think like the first time I watched it, I was like, damn, this is kind of dragging. The second time I watched it, I genuinely was like, God, I don't want this to end. I'm having so much fun.
I liked the way
That makes sense. It's really,
the concept
really well,
of the
like-
monster.
yeah, the character writing is also really good, so it makes sense that going back through, you care about all of the ants and that kind of thing a lot more.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, these are the bad guys. Fuck these bad guys. And then I was like, oh, I kind of like the bird boy
Yeah.
and the
I
weird,
also just
the weird
I also-
violent bunny man.
really loved Knuckle, and I loved his whole
Oh.
shtick of like,
Yeah.
he looks like a stereotypical gangster guy, like delinquent, but then his power is entirely wrapped up in just mathematics.
I don't know if I've seen Knuckle. Have I? I don't know
Oh,
if
he's
I've
so
met Knuckle
good.
yet.
He's really early on in the Chimera Ant
Then I
arc.
probably.
Yeah, I don't think
have.
you're halfway through the Chimera arc.
Well,
No,
I got
I
so
don't think so.
I got to the point where they just introduced the king.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I'd
love
say
the king.
that's
The king is
God,
cool.
what is that?
Where Knuckle would have been introduced by then.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the dude who's wearing the all white kind of school uniform.
He's the one with the
looking thing. He's got
pompadour.
the pompadour.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
human. He's not a chimera ant. He's
You've met
a
him. I think you
human.
just have a bad memory.
I do. I also am usually working on Fateless, drawing things and stuff like that while watching. So I miss a good bit. I usually have to watch an arc twice if I enjoyed it enough and want to watch it again. So this might be one of the ones I do. But Christ, it is long. I was expecting this one to be wrapped up as soon as I thought they would be like, yes, so we've beaten the queen and we're moving on to the next. But nope, they're still.
Oh
they're still
God,
fucking around
buddy,
here.
no. Oh man, you gotta. Yeah, it's like so much more.
Okay.
It's
You
like
ready?
at least
The like
60
latter half
episodes.
of that arc fucking was emotionally. It
The
was
latter-
a lot.
The
So
latter half of that arc takes place over the course of like 5 in universe minutes, essentially. Like it.
I like how
yeah, but it's rough, man.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I like how anyone who's potentially watching these gets to the end and then usually hears us talk about anime for like 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, hey, if anyone's watching this, watch Hunter x Hunter.
Oh God,
And
yeah.
Don't let the long runtime of the Chimera Ant arc scare you away. It is one of the best things you will ever watch.
It pays
And
off
if you've
really well.
already watched Hunter x Hunter, watch it again.
Watch
Yeah, watch
it again.
Hunter again
Like,
right
Good.
now.
You probably
Watch
forgot how
it.
good it is.
Read it. There's a new they just announced that the writer started writing again.
Oh,
so
really?
you get Yeah, so we're
that
gonna
explains why there's a big resurgence. I've been seeing
Yup.
art of it all over the place, and I'm like, I'll give it a
Yeah.
watch, and that's why I'm
so
still
we're
watching
getting
it.
more of the manga, which I'm more excited about because I'm that guy.
Did you read the
Um,
manga?
Yeah, I do. I always read the manga.
Yeah. Bobby. Actually,
Me.
here, let me stop the recording real quick. Thank everybody for watching. I mean, thank you everyone for
Thanks.
watching. Big
Watching-
appreciate. Big McThankies from McSpankies. And we are